Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 9 of the Valence League, where we have today a game in Division 3B. We've got the Claytrons versus the undefeated, as far as I know, Hentai Haven. I'm here tonight with my co-caster, Saprexman. How are you doing, my friend?
Yo, sup everyone. You usually see me here as play-by-play, but this time I'm putting all my faith in my bro here, Mr. Daydream, who will be casting for you as a play-by-play today. We'll be talking a bit more specific stuff as we approach this best of 3. This is still a regular split. I'm doing just fine, and I can't wait to see what those two teams can do. Last time I was supposed to cast this actually, but got to cast yet another game. But I'm really excited to see what both those teams can do, since we have so many spicy picks that every single player can actually pick. Like we have spicy picks mid, spicy picks jungle, top. Like we have carry tops, we have tank tops, we have Samira mids. Like so many things we could see in this best of 3, and I can't really wait to see what they're gonna go for.
Indeed. I'm really very interested in this Samira mid pick. How does it work? I'm not sure how it works really well. I think it only works in certain matches. So I'll have to see whether or not we do see that spicy pick coming in for the mid lane. But for now, we're just waiting to get into the champ select, and I will have to say, Saprix, it is a tad roasting here where I am right now. I believe it's. Hang on, if I check my weather app, 37 degrees Celsius where I am right now.
That's boiling hot, and usually in those situations I just get something to drink and open the fan, open all the windows, but I can't really do it right now. So let's see if we can stay hydrated through the best of 3. Let's see if we can keep it up. Maybe we don't just get exhausted at the end of it.
If you hear me chugging halfway through a team fight, you just take over. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about that, guys. But we might get some drinks during the process. And speaking of actually boiling and seeing if you can make it to game 3, do you actually think this is going to game 3? Since last time we've seen those teams go against each other, it was a clean 2-0 for Hentai event. How can Claytrons actually beat them? Now they have 3 losses. They're not really coming out of a really good streak, so their mental is not really that good. While on the other side, you have Hentai Heaven, who's ready for playoffs. They are actually ready to do what they can do. They've proved themselves. They are 7-0 in the regular split, and dropping a game right now wouldn't really cost them much, so they can still try new things. But at the same time, they have perfect mental, they have perfect execution, and they've shown that they can beat Claytrons. So will the spicy picks actually be useful? We'll see as we approach the draft.
Well,
so,
if we go through the draft quickly, we can go through. We could see that on the blue side, we've got bans coming in for the Xerath and the Zeri, and on the red side, we could see a Nasus ban coming out.
Nasus ban. That's
Nasus
interesting.
ban is a very interesting one. I'm surprised to see that sort of a ban. It's a good scaling pick in the top lane, but if you were thinking of flexing it to support, the Zeri has also been banned, as we see the Zyra also coming out. A nice favourite for.
For Ranyo. It's basically a main Zyra, so he's really threatening in that bot lane. So Zyra offers a lot of poke. You can count him as a Renata, basically, but without all the enchanting parts. She's just a mage. She's like a brand, but fused with Renata. So she can really apply a lot of pressure in the bot side of the map if, as an AD carry, you don't really know how to play against poke. But at the same time, this guy is basically a Zyra main. He only plays Zyra. I mean, his highest win rate is with Zyra, so I can guess why they decided to ban that. On the other side, we have a ban onto Senna. Senna is just a free pick every single draft. You can pair that up with every single champ in the game. Basically, I've seen Yasuo, I've seen Vladimir, Gwen, I've seen Cho'Gath, like so many things and so threatening. And in the end, we have the Samira ban and the Lux first pick.
So the Senna, we were talking about this beforehand about what do we ban, and we said AD carries. We're going to be a big ban here, right? AD carries mid, AD carries in the bot lane. So far, we have 3 AD carry bans. We got Senna, Zeri, and Samira. Now, Samira is a bit of a flex pick apparently because it can also apparently be played mid.
Yes, right? Samvete plays that mid.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Samvete plays that mid. As we see a Master Yi possibly coming in, as much as I want to see this blind picking a Master Yi. Okay.
Blind picking to the Misfortune. That's really good. You block the Misfortune you can't really pair Lux with Misfortune now. Such a strong bot lane, and one person dies surely. It's basically the same thing as Seraphine plus Misfortune. So we might actually see the Seraphine come down now at red 2, but we'll see if they decide to go for that. On the other side, though, you can't really first pick Mastery, since even things like the Amumu are so good at countering that, and they will just blind the Mastery.
They're gonna blind Mastery.
Speak of the devil, and they blind Mastery. So let's talk a bit about Mastery.
I like this. I like this. No, give me Rammus. Because the Rammus into MFE. It's a pretty big counter.
Both Rammus and Trundle are so good against Mastery.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's gonna lock that Trundle in, paired with the Lux, who had a Misfortune and a Mastery on the other side. So both teams have decided to go for a relatively simple draft for now. Not really many complicated champs. But would like to keep it a bit simple. Now, this is the pick I want to see. What does somebody pick? If he decides to pick here, or they decide to counter pick ADC, both are good choices right now. You could, Champ Kench with Senna band. That's interesting.
I mean, you could also play. There are other things other than Senna that you can play with a TK. You can have Varus TK. I mean, Varus TK is still pretty strong. You got the slow from the Varus, you got the slow from the Tahm Kench, and the Chains of Corruption with the stun passive proc from the Tahm Kench also works really well. And pair it in with a Lux and a Trundle, you have a lot of CC in those first 3 picks as well.
Yep, a lot of CC in those first 3 picks, which is Mastery's basically strongest counter. So that's why picks like the Amumu I was saying before are so strong against Mastery. And right now you have a Tahm Kench who can just eat the one guy that gets hit by Mastery Q. So that's one thing you can do. Lux, her CC is not really that comfortable for Mastery. Mastery can easily dash away from Lux's Q, so it's not really that safe for Lux to play against Mastery. But at the same time, you have a Trundle, which with that ultimate can completely nullify Mastery, and the first 3 to 4 to 5 levels will be in Trundle's hands. So I can see the jungle not going too well for now for red side, but we'll see what they decide to pick top lane and maybe support. If this Vel'Koz isn't support, of course.
I mean, something that's also important to note here is that Hentai Haven do like playing their double mage bot lanes as well. And they might be looking to pick something weak side for Beeg. So maybe that Tahm Kench could be going top. Maybe they just haven't picked any of their bot lane. Maybe the Lux goes bot. Maybe we see a TK Lux lane, which would certainly be a lot of spice. But but now we just see these round 2 bans in Talia Gwen coming in from the side of Hentai Haven, and we see Yasuo Vega coming in for Claytrons. Very interesting bands. The Yasuo and the Vega, I like those. There's the Vega, obviously the baby cage, not very fun. As the Pantheon does come in, that is a lot of committal engage.
So there's a bunch of switch ups you can do now if you are Claytrons. You could put Misfortune and Pantheon in the bot side. You could also use Pantheon as counter pick top and see if they pick something which is really bad into Pantheon. You can switch that top. At the same time, you can put Vel'Koz in the support position and counter pick mid. And now that they're gonna pick mid in blue 4 or 5, this Yona is probably gonna be the mid laner. So a lot of AD damage on the blue side. We'll need something that does a bit more AP for now.
I like it though. I think what they lack is well, I mean Lux does a lot of burst damage, but what they lack is consistent damages. We might possibly see this double mage bot lane coming out that I was telling you about, unless the Karma also obviously all 3 are flex picks. Well, 4
yeah, so many flex picks. Like Yoda can go top, Tam can go top, Karma can go top. You can do a Lux Tahm Kench, you can do Yone top, you can do so many things, Karma Lux.
And going by the fact that they like their double mage bot lanes.
So this is Anivia mid, this is Vel'Koz support, and this is Pantheon top. Should be at least, unless that's Anivia support, which I don't really think it's Anivia support.
That's going to be an MF Vel'Koz, and it's going to be disgusting. That's every support's nightmare.
Okay, switch ups are complete. We have Yone mid, Lux and Karma bot lane, as I said before, the double enchanter bot lane, Tahm Kench top, Pantheon in top side against the Tahm Kench, together with the Mastery. So double AD top jungle will mean that Trundle and Tahm Kench can just build armor and don't really suffer during skirmishes. So that's really, really, really good on the side of on the blue side. But at the same time, you have Yone mid too, so that's triple AD top mid jungle. So at the same time, enemy team can really build a lot of armor to counter that up. So one clear weakness I would see for both teams is one, on the blue side, you have really, really low damage. Who does actually damage there?
I mean, so okay. So as we wait for the spectator delay now, so we said there's not a lot of damage there. The one thing I will say to counter that point is you give Yone 2 items and he does so much damage. But the issue is he's gonna have a hard time getting to the backline. They have a very
Also,
their 3 carries are very backline oriented. They've got an Anivia, they got an MF, and they have a Vel'Koz who could just sit at the back and free fire their abilities. That's the problem with the Yone. Now the Lux and the Karma can also spray their abilities, but obviously it's gonna be a very long range. So Pantheon and Master Yi are going to be their targets. They're going to be their big targets, because they're going to be sat there and they're actually going to have to come fight them face to face. Now the Trundle and the Tahm Kench can obviously dive that backline. But the issue still stands. They have a lot of range. Right? Hang on.
yeah, a lot of range on Claytrons' side. And at the same time, if you see which champs Hentai Heaven has picked, you don't really see a lot of chances with dashes. Dashes, I think, are really, really important against Anivia, since it's basically the only thing that can get you over wall. So if the Anivia is first at the team fight together with the team, I think it will be really, really hard for Hentai Heaven to actually approach an objective, since that wall can just block every single person off. Only Tahm Kench can go over it together with the Yone with ultimate. I don't think Q passes through walls, so at least not through a Nivea wall. I'm not really sure about that. We will need to see. But not a lot of dashes on Hentai Heaven's side will mean that this Anivia pick is so damn strong. And at the same time, this Mastery feels a bit alone. Who's diving with the Mastery?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Because if it isn't the Pantheon, I don't think there really is anyone who's going to dive with this Master Yi. And the Pantheon will need to use a lot to even get into the tower. I also think that the Trundle definitely has the advantage in the early levels, because he's got that pillar that he can use and he can gank earlier than Master Yi can, because he actually has the getaway with the W, whereas Master Yi only has the Alpha Strike, which can even do anything unless he starts meditating in the middle of the lane and starts to try and heal up. But he'll only just delay the inevitable. But we'll have to see what actually happens in game, because you never know, the Master Yi could just stomp all over this Trundle.
Yeah, there's also been recently some mastery buffs for those who haven't seen it. Now his W actually is on a 9-second cooldown. It now uses percentage mana of Mastery's max mana, but now it has 9 seconds cooldown. I think it heals him for the same amount, but you get a whole lot more of damage reduction during the first 0.5 seconds you cast W. So a lot of buffs coming down from Mastery. Also his Q now is a bit more powerful. You can choose which direction you want to show up to after you use Q on someone. So that's going to be useful to avoid some important skill shots, maybe like Lux Q, as we said before, which is that really strong CC that you really need against Mastery. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if he will be able to actually use the Mastery buffs well and stomp the game, as we always see in solo queue most of the times. But, well, this is not solo queue, so I mean, I don't expect the Mastery to actually stomp that much.
Yeah, I think Master's, like you've said quite a lot, is going to have a little bit of an issue in the early game, just trying to get ganks off, because Master is going to need to get those ganks off to get ahead. Otherwise, Trundle has a faster clear. He does a lot of things better in the jungle. He has better gank setup. He has a lot, and I think the one thing that they have advantage in the mid lane is that the Yone is forever going to be poked. So I think the Anivia is always going to be in a gankable position.
Yep, and before we go over into the game, probably gonna sync up with production for just a few seconds and come back right at you. My client is blocked.
No, client's bugged.
Client froze. Like, it's literally frozen. I'm trying to skip ahead, but nothing happens. Like, it's literally black. Like, the whole map is black. Oh. Oh, yeah, now fix it.
Alright, we're just thinking at 10, my dude. Alright.
I'm at 10.
8, 10. Alright, as we get into this game 1 between Hentai Haven and Claytron.
We were speaking of advantages before, right? And you know how to get an advantage on this boiling sun?
No, you pour water all over yourself and then hope and pray. Oh,
yep.
Just give it a second because we see a little bit of an invade. The Pantheon is unknowing to all of this.
Oh,
the ward
yeah,
does come out and does let them know that he's there now. But the root, oh, what a root from the as the Pantheon has to flash out and has to go hide underneath the tower. That's a very, very key summoner burnt for the Pantheon this early in the game.
Okay, so no flash onto the Pantheon. That means he is easily abusable. At this moment of the game, Tamkench at level 3 instantly can W him in, and if Trundle shows up top lane, this Pantheon is screwed for the whole lane phase. I think it's already really, really hard for Pantheon to actually get lethal onto Tamkench in lane, so it's going to be really, really hard for him if Trundle decides to pass from bot to top.
We have another invade. Sorry, that we have another invade listening in. We see there's a little bit of a death brush coming in from this Claytron. Lux is walking. Oh, Lux, you're gonna be in a world of hurt as we see the Anivia landing that stun. The Q coming up from the Vel'Koz. The Master going in with the Alpha Strike, and that's first blood onto the Master.
First blood.
As we see the exhaust and the flash used from that bot lane. Will they get the red buffer? That is the big question. It's coming down. 500 health, 400.
Smite.
Oh, Muskie gets the
smite.
The flash comes out from Muskie. He auto attacks down. He auto attacks down the Trundle, and he gets a flash out of Ranio as well. That is 2 for 0 onto the Master. That is the lead you were talking about, Saprix.
Holy, we already get so much action in the early game. So no flash on Mastery, no flash on Misfortune, no exhaust onto the Vel'Koz, and no flash onto Pantheon. So many flashes were blown away during that exchange. And now this Mastery, though, this Mastery is going to have a clear lead in the early game. I can already say that maybe he's even able to actually do a 1v1 together with Trundle. So that's going to be exciting to see. Trundle now really behind in his clear, so he's going to go straight to top and maybe look for a gank top to actually match things, to actually trade a bit and try to get an advantage for himself. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, no Ignite, no flash onto the Karma will make the 2v2 really, really hard. And also because Lux and the Karma don't really have heals. They're a double enchanter bot lane, but they don't have heals. So against the Vel'Koz and a Misfortune, it's going to be really, really hard for them to trade.
I could not agree more. They're not gonna. None of these lanes are gonna have a lot of fun. There was a very, very nice stun landed by the Anivia as the Yone dashes onto the Yone dashes onto her, gets some damage off, gets the knock up, and then walks away. So this is what Yone's gonna have to do. Is we see the stun coming in onto the Tamkench, but Tamkench be tanky. He remains unbenched, and he walks away as well. Now the teams are going to start getting settled into farming and scaling, getting their items. Vel'Koz is going to be annoying. Everyone's going to do what they're going to do.
Yep, so look at this Mastery now. He's 2-0, came back from a recall, 16 CS. He already has a component for Blade of Ruin King. He has a bow. It's just on-hit damage. At the same time, Trundle doesn't have anything. He's still finishing up his first clear. Still has 16 farm. He actually had to go back to bot to finish his camps. So right now he's really, really behind Mastery, and Mastery can just power farm the whole game. You don't really need to gank since you have so many safe laners. You have the Anivia, who can play however she wants.
Oh, Lux, don't walk out that fast. We see the double up landing up onto the light binding root. MF in place, and then she can also walk away. But go ahead, as you were saying, Saprix.
Yeah, I was right about to talk about the bot lane. You see this Vel'Koz and this Misfortune, or maybe are not as safe.
Trundle has the Pillar of Filth up. He's waiting to use it. The auto attack's coming out right now. Oh, the slow from the Munch. Heal coming out. Pillar of Filth is still up for the Trundle.
Flash use.
As the root comes out, as we see Oscar taking down Atari in that bot lane for the kill, 1-for-1 onto the Lux now. But Master Yi here in the top lane. Master Yi here in the top lane. Beeg's looking quite low. The Alpha Strike is up.
Yep, he can do a lot of things here. This wave is slow pushing actually, so Panty might actually have an occasion to get a kill onto the Tam Kench. Master Yi decides instead to go away, looking instead for the mid lane. Samvid actually got the push against the Anivia. Maybe it was kind of led by the Anivia, but as you see, not many gang pressure with the Master Yi, so those laners will need to play for themselves, will need to actually play alone most of the times. I think it's really, really good since Master Yi can just farm the whole game and come out on top, just come out of the jungle once, get 3 kills in skirmish. Maybe he will already have a Blade of Rune King or something like that. There's also a certain build of Master Yi lately, which is really, really annoying, really obnoxious, which is Sunfire, Blade of Rune King. Don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds insane.
Yeah, you can actually do that on things like Velvet and Master Yi, right? You can just build tank kind of.
But AP version with Nashers, right?
Yep, that works too with the Nasher suit. You are so good at sticking onto people that you apply Sunfire EG so many times. So Blade of Rune King is all you need basically for damage. So you're both tanky and you do percentage health damage. That's really, really obnoxious.
So I want to quickly go back to the bot fight, if I may. We had a 3v2 in the bot lane. Well, I think they should have got more than 1 kill. Do you see Claytron pushing in? Trundle, I don't think Trundle had pillar leveled. Because if he had pillar leveled, I think they win that fight and they take both of the bottom laners down.
Yeah, that was really strange. In the end, they still got the summoners.
Oh, Master Yi.
Maybe in top lane.
Oh, the Devour! What a Devour from the Tom Kent. The flash coming out from the Tom Kent. Oh, he goes down to 50% health. Yi is still here. Has lethal tempo fully procced.
Yeah, this Tam Kench just can't really be killed. Now he has a cloth armor. Yeah, that's a cloth armor. So a lot of armor onto the Tam Kench. Double AD topside, as I was talking before. Really, really hard to get lethal onto him. Will mean that this Tam Kench will be pretty safe for the whole game. So now Drake approaching. TP is up for Pantheon as well as the flash.
Trundle with the pillar of filth to get out. But the stun from the Anivia and the double up comes out.
Decides to not use flash. That's a strange choice.
And the double up comes out and MF is now 1-0-2. Very, very nice stun coming in from the Anivia on the roam.
Yep, so right now 7 minutes, 1k gold lead for Claytrons. Really makes sense. This Mastery is so damn ahead. Now the Mastery is just free to do whatever he wants with the Trundle being 0-2 now after this exchange. And Dragon is approaching. They decide not to actually do it. Not really a lot of bot prio from the Misfortune and the Vel'Koz. They decide instead to freeze the wave. So maybe they have an idea in mind. That's not really a freeze, that's going to slow push towards them.
Master Yi on that mini-map.
Master Yi going straight for Drake.
Well, I think Master Yi right now, with the eyes that he has, as you see, oh, the Fate Unsealed comes out from the Leona onto the Anivia, as we see her go down to about 20% health. But she still has the passive up, so she could have taken a little bit more damage and then gone straight to Egg.
Yep, and first Drake.
As the Master Yi takes the Dragon solo, the poke continuing to come in from the Vel'Koz. I hate playing against Vel'Koz. I think it's a support's worst nightmare, that and Swain.
Yeah, so damn annoying. If you don't really have heals or actual hard engage, you can't really get onto the Vel'Koz, and you can't really out-sustain.
Vampino is coming in as the stun. Also is coming in as...
Goes for it!
The ultimate coming in from the Yone. Takes the Anivia down to passive, still also attacking.
Ooh, nice flash!
Flashes towards... Oh, and the spear almost kills him!
Huge plays by Samvete.
Samvete uses the flash to get away from the Anivia stun. And survives. Anivia does lose her passive, but it does mean she's got a second life bar.
Yep, so with this thing Yone did actually, it's not really that good for Hentai Heaven right now, since League is basically a turn game. So right now, Yone used his turn to actually get onto the Anivia and proc her passive, but at the same time now he has to recall. So this entire top side is going to be fully in Claytrons' control, and Master is going to be able to grab that Herald by himself. He got both Drake and Herald just by soloing them, and you can't really duel him either. Not even the Trundle is enough now, as he is 1 level ahead of the Trundle. So I can actually see Mastery starting to look more...
The light binding does land, and the ultimate does come out, but the bullet time is there as well. 1-for-1.
1-for-1. Really good.
Still has healed. The exhaust was not used on the side of the Vel'Koz as the Devour comes out from the Tahm Kench onto the Pantheon. Still can stun. The passive is being procced here. No flash. The knock-up coming in from the power. Tahm Kench. One more auto attack. One more auto attack.
One more. Go for
Down
it.
to
You
death,
get him.
as the Master Yi is also here. Uses that ultimate. Takes a red spike. So he loses less damage. There's less damage. He still has the Alpha Strike. Takes it with him.
Red smite into bottom too.
Gets the stun though. And Tahm Kench walks away with that 10% health. And his grey health still remaining. What a gank from both sides actually.
Yep, so Trundle and Mastery are actually mirroring each other. So one is going to the other side of the other. Trundle was going towards bot side, Mastery was going towards top side. After taking the Drake and getting control over the bot side of the map, Mastery could just go into the top side, solo the Herald, but kind of a misplay coming down from the Pantheon, not really being able to match the Tahm Kench in a 1v1. That meant Mastery had a really easy gank in the end, but the Tahm Kench got a kill anyway, so that's really, really good for Hentai Heaven. And Mastery was couldn't actually finish the Tahm Kench in the end, so that's a perfect trade in the top side. Meanwhile, in the bot side though,
because there's a lock up into the combat, and then the ult, goes. Takes out the stun, lands onto the Anivia, but the Fate Unsealed's used by the Yone. Yone does have ult. The Ignite comes up from the Anivia as well, but nothing doing as he just uses the Fate Unsealed to get back to his champion. The Vel'Koz does so much damage with that ultimate. You land a full QEW. Well, you land all your buttons and you're dead.
Just smash your head on the keyboard.
Honestly,
you can do
smash
that.
your head on the keyboard. But the Yone does still have ult, and Anivia is running out of mana in the mid lane. We'll have to see if the Yone does actually go in. As the Tahm Kench is just going to keep licking this Pantheon all the way down till he's dead.
Yep, so now Trundle is passing towards top side. His Tahm Kench is pushing, so he's going to look to actually be there and ensure that the push actually goes to an end. So this Panzer can't really move out of the tower, can't really go for a 1v1 against Tahm Kench since Trundle is there. So Mastery is patting top side probably for that, as he knows something's up and Trundle may actually show up in the top side. But meanwhile, look at the control wars.
The ult coming up from the Yone as well. The auto attack also coming out, and the Sam Bete does take down
Flash for Mastery.
Instead. Yeah, Mastery does have that Alpha Strike,
So
and he
much
takes
damage.
That is an obscene amount of damage with just the Blade of the Ruined King. Oh, the Alpha Strike comes out again as he is shut down by the Trundle. 3-1-0, taking that 200 gold flat shut down.
So here we can actually see how important mid lane is. Just a 1v1 in the mid lane decided what both junglers could actually do in that moment. So Yone went for the 1v1. Anita, as you said, was really, really low on mana. Don't worry.
But the Tahm Kench is going. The Devour does come out, and he's just going to keep licking him. Where does he go out? He keeps going. Lick, lick, lick. And he's going to... Oh my god! He got out! Pantheon down.
A true Greek god just goes away. Giga Chad refuses to elaborate and recalls in base probably with an item.
Gets licked, jumps out, doesn't elaborate. They're just going to start taking plates here in the top lane.
Yeah, you can just straight place top for the Drake that Mastery is actually going to take. So Monkey probably knows that this is actually going to happen, so no problem actually getting it placed. The gold is going to
we might see the Goon Squad coming down bot lane. The Anivia walls away. The bullet time coming out, and bye-bye karma.
just got blown up by the bullet time.
And the Herald is being used bot, and they should be able to get this tower down. And after this tower, Claytron will have a 2.5k gold lead.
So much, such a gold lead. So the Blade of Ruined King is now completed onto the Mastery. So much CS diff between the two junglers, and the Drakes will actually be meaningful from now on, since we're approaching Soul. There's just a second Drake, but Soul is just one dragon away. We're going to get Hextech or Mountain or Ocean. Let's see which one it is. Gonna be an Ocean Soul. So
Ocean Soul on Claytron would honestly, I think it's probably one of the best dragons they could get, apart from Mountain maybe.
Yeah, Ocean Soul onto the Mastery is so good, and the Pantheon actually is really, really good too.
But Monka's going for Elmar maybe? Nope, just goes to take that lone Raptor, just vibing.
Yep. So 15 minutes. If you are in solo queue, you usually do FF at this time, but most teams actually approach mid game, which is a more laid back part of the game where teams just try to get pressure through the map with vision and with objective, actually trading, going on the silence and stuff like that. So at this moment, which is the best play for Claytrons Academy, which is the best play for Hentai Heaven to actually go back into the game?
A little bit of a trade coming in from the mid lane. The stun does come out from the Anivia. Anivia does have passive now, but they're both down to about half health. As we see the ultimate come out from Samveta. Samveta takes it down to passive. The knockup does come out, but Elmar is there to help Samveta, and Samveta goes down instead. That passive just saved God Zewu's life.
Maybe it's not that showed back of a part of the game after all. We're probably going to see a lot
from Pika Hex. But
we're probably going to see a lot of scuffles, as in top lane.
Oh, the flash coming out from Monka, the Pyro Field coming out as well. The knockup coming out from the Tom Ketch. Tom Ketch keeps licking. Lick, devour. The Grey Health does come out. Shut down onto the Valkyries for the Tom Ketch. But MF does get the double kill. Now 3-0-5 with a Last Whisper and a Kraken Slayer. There is a lot of armor penetration on that Misfortune now.
My god, the Kraken Slayer Misfortune 3-0 and 5.
From Pika Hex. But the Karma walks away. Talk us through that, Sabrix.
I mean, as I said before, I thought this is going to be a more relaxed part of the game, but actually the trades are really aggressive. So right now you put your bot lane top, that means that's your strong side now. That's the side you want to actually play on. You actually put the bot lane mid.
Yone going in again.
Push. This guy is just a psycho.
But that's the thing with the Yone. Yone is a skirmisher. Yone needs to get these like shorter trades off to like burst them down, but Yone also wants the longer trades, which is why he needs that Trundle. The one thing I'm very surprised at with this Trundle is that he's not ganking more. Because a Trundle, I'd expect to just be sending it with the pillar. Every time pillar is up, you look for a lane.
One problem about that is the Mastery got fed in the early game. So right now it's really hard if Mastery is actually matching your ganks. If Mastery is matching your ganks, you're just going to lose every single 2v2, 3v3, as we've seen multiple times. So the Trundle is now going more for trades, as we've seen before, looking for those plays topside, while the Mastery went for the Drake. So
hang on.
It's going to be hard.
Looking for the tongue lash, but runs away. So
this time Kench can probably just solo the Misfortune.
Yeah, if I can get production to quickly hover over the individual goal differences, I want to focus on the difference between the goal difference between the two junglers, which is right now about 2k. Wow, 1.5 to 2k, and almost 2 levels.
2 levels are so much.
Land that tongue lash. That's about 15% health done as damage to the Misfortune. Look at that. The tongue lashes are just rolling in. The flash comes out, but he's got 3v1. He's been stunned. The knockup comes out, and Shenton can get out. The ult coming in from the Tom Ketch. Great help, but he's still surviving. Tongue lash. Gonna be more stuns and more stuns. But Tom Ketch finally dies. The pillar field comes out, and that's a 3-4-1. Tom Ketch survived for so long as the flash coming out from Samveta, but will Samveta die to the tower? He will not, because Shieldbow does proc a very nice ultimate coming out, blowing the flash from the Anivia and taking the kill in the mid lane. But that's still 4-for-1 if we're going to accumulate it fully. But the Master Yi looking for Samveta. He's got flash, but he has also got ult. He does the alpha strike. Die. That was insane top lane. Tom
Even with this skill,
though, should not have survived that long.
Hentai Heaven just turned the tables around. Like, you got the 4-for-2, I think it was, in the end. A 4-for-2.
Yeah, 4-for-2. We'll say 4-for-2.
Yeah, Mastery got a kill, but that's not really important right now. The Lux, which is your main AP carry at this point, just got 2 kills, 2 shutdowns. That's so huge. She's going to do so much damage with the Ludens, with the Sorcerer's Boots. And now she's going for a second down, probably the Shadow Flame. But now, you have a position onto the Drake. Claytrons actually the first one. As we said, League is a turn-based game, so you make a play topside as Hentai Heaven. You actually have to suffer in the ball side of the map, since now Claytrons have just set up vision. So now they are first out of the objective.
But Yi is still 6-1 and 2 levels ahead of the
Trundle.
Keeping as the wall comes out. Trunking.
Trundle is really low.
Okay, oh, the passive is on Nivea though. The passive is on Nivea, but the tongue lashes are coming out. Keep lashing. The Grey Health is there as well. But we move on to the backside of the fight, and Pantheon is just there soaking everything up. Yone is on his own. As the Battle of Valentine does come out in conjunction with the Valkyrie's ult.
Mastery of the Drake.
Master Yi is still going.
He's going nuts.
He's still going. That's a quadra kill for the Master Yi. I lost my words halfway through that fight, but Tahm Kench, if he had grey health up, he shouldn't have died there. I was more surprised about that. But Master Yi is now 10-1. Blade of the Ruin King and Ginsu's in his inventory as they march down the mid lane. They should probably take a tier 2, maybe a tier 3.
Yeah, so Hentai Heaven actually really played really well, training that top side, getting so many kills. But at the same time, you leave Claytron's position for the Drake, and now they can just not let you come in.
As well.
Yeah, they can get a lot of things here. Him just goes away, and he gets really low now, so they will need to back away. But Clayton just said, no, we are not out of the game. That trade actually didn't mean nothing. So the problem in that team fight was, as we said at the beginning of the draft.
That's the Master Yi there. All the light binding does land onto the Master Yi. The lick coming out as well. As the Yone is skirmishing with the Master Yi, and the Lux gets the shutdown. 4, 2, and 3, taking that 700 gold shutdown, and now they might be looking towards the Baron Nashor. Yeah,
now they have tempo towards the top side of the map, so they can easily do this Baron. Only Misfortune and the Vel'Koz can actually try to steal it. Let's see what they decide to do. The Baron is really fast. A really choice by Master Yi.
The Pantheon is there though.
Can't really do that.
Oh, the ultimate going up from the Yone, the 2-man ultimate. Shenzin's there, trying to clear alive. But Misfortune does take down the Yone in the end. The 2-man ultimate not coming to anything as the slow comes out from Shenzin. And Pika Hex is slowed down by the Pillar of Filth on the way to the enemy jungle.
Elmer just made a huge blunder there by just dying. No, nothing. But just dying in the boss side map now after his whole team went away. You actually need to back away with them, otherwise you're just such an easy pick. Even if you're Mastery, even if you can go invulnerable, you can't really do that. They have still a lot of CC, they have the Lux, they have the Karma, they have the Yone, and they actually have the damage now to kill you, so you shouldn't really be playing that carelessly. So really good play by Hentai Heaven, who are again able to actually turn the tables around. We'll see now if they decide to match this last Drake, which will be solved actually for Claytrons. So really need to get that. Maybe get those 4 Ocean Drakes and get the Ocean Soul will be really nice for Hentai Heaven, but we've seen Den actually struggle in team fights, so that's really hard to see how they decide to approach this.
Indeed, and I think what you were saying at the start of the game about Master Yi's build might come true, because I see a Giant's Belt and a Ruby Crystal in there. Oh no, that's
Sonic Hydra. Just no Mythic. I just don't really need Mythics. You can go with Death Stance.
The double stun coming in from the side of Claytron onto the Tahm Kench as the Zhonya's comes, as the stopwatch is used from Gozdaewu. And the Big is still going. He's still got grey health though, but Gozdaewu gets the kill onto the Tahm Kench.
That hurts. That hurts a lot. Tahm Kench just going for the split push without the vision. It's just a death sense. It's just going into a suicide, if you ask me. You can't really do 1v2. You can't really have more split push, have more whip clear than most of the champs in the game. Kind of a poor choice coming down from Beak, but as we said before, we actually need to look at this Drake, how both teams actually need to set up. So Tahm Kench dying on the top side of the map is not really that good for Hentai Heaven. They still have position for Drake though.
Indeed, they are starting to put down the vision. Master Yi is still 2 levels ahead of the Trundle as he recalls, and he's going to go get a Ruby Crystal. So he's going a little bit tanky now, give him a bit more survivability. The durability patch wasn't enough for him, so he wants to get a bit more survivable as the Vel'Koz. Going for it, knocks up the Karma.
Flash.
And Rhaenyra has to flash.
So no flash on MF, no flash on the Karma, and no flash on Tahm Kench. So Tahm Kench can't really just flash eat someone out of danger. But at the same time, you have no flash onto MF, which when she ults, she's just a stationary target, and Yone can get onto her really easily. But it's going to be hard for Hentai Heaven to actually approach Drake since they don't have mid push, and a lot of super minions are coming up. So one member of Hentai Heaven will need to actually stay there and get a wave. So Clayton should be able to get this Drake. Vel'Koz.
Oh, the flash coming out for Atari. saving him from that humiliation of dying to...
And they haven't
you know,
contested.
Oh,
Gets on the wall.
the Trundle! Glass goes in, gets auto-attack down. The first
Three.
coming up is Elma! Where's the... He kills Sam Better!
Just goes 1v3! Still going!
He's still going! Double kill! Triple kill!
Go for Penta! No Penta! Master Yi just goes 1v3!
Master Yi, flash, alpha strike, kill, flash, alpha strike, kill, alpha strike, kill, alpha strike, kill.
Oh,
We questioned this pick. We questioned the Master Yi jungle pick, the blind Master Yi pick. We saw the Trundle. We said it countered it, but Elmar has played out of their goddamn mind as the inhibitor comes back out. Buying them a more time.
Surely it helps to have a Master Yi 2-0 at level 3, at minute 3, but Master Yi played this really good and actually had the courage to go 1v3 into a team fight, and he got rewarded for it.
Trundle, you don't want to be in there. Trundle, you don't want to go.
Huge damage. Oh
finally doing the damage as game 1 goes to Claytrons.
Claytrons 1-0. Last time was 2-0. Let's see if they decide to actually get the 2-0 yet again, or will Hentai Heaven get the upset? We'll need to see. I trust Hentai Heaven though. I think they can actually do it.
Oh, that was a very clean game from the side of
Claytrons. Yep. A really good game on the side of Claytrons. I mean, it helped a lot to have a Master Yi, as I said before, which was 2-0 at the minute 3. So Trundle was behind from the start of the game. That ambush was so smart on the side of Claytrons, and it played well in the end. Perfect setup for Drakes. Yeah, every single time I looked in the boss side, they had so many wards, spores around the river. And this Master Yi just carried the game. I can't really say much else. He's my MVP for now.
I mean, yeah, player of the game has to go to Elmar because they did play absolutely out of their mind. I think they might be in chat as well, so they'll be able to rein in all of this. They'll be able to take in all of this praise that we're giving them, but they played a very good game straight all the way from level 1, never went behind. Took a couple of dumb fights. Yeah, I mean, if you're in chat, you thought you were a bit too far ahead. You took a dumb fight. They knocked you down a little bit of a peg. But
when you died in the boss side, when you died in the top side before Baron, that was
But that was still Elmar still had an.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back with game 2 in this best of 3. Claytrons took one game out of the best of 3, so they're now in an advantage. And I'm back again with my friend Dade, and we're going to run you through the second draft of the best of 3. And we'll be looking to see who actually grabs the trophy in the end. Remember, those are the last game of regular split, so a lot of things can still happen. Probably Hentai Heaven will still be first in the end, even if they lose this match. But really excited to see if Claytrons Academy Claytrons can make the upset.
So one thing to note is that Claytron are now on this blue side, because obviously I believe loser gets side select, and the loser and Hentai Heaven chose to go on to the red side, get those nice juicy counter picks in.
Yep. So while we run through the bans, as they're probably going to be the same as the last draft, maybe Mastery will get banned, who knows? But before that, be sure to actually refreshen yourself, hydrate yourself. It's boiling outside, even if it's 9 p.m. where I live, and it's still boiling. So one advice I can give you is you could actually get something really, really magical, which is a Chula drink. Chula drink is, I've talked about this before, but I will talk about it yet again. You get a Chula drink over 100 stores in the UK. That's really, really big in my opinion, and they're Japanese flavored drinks. So I can see a lot of you people in chat wanting to get one of that. You can get 20% off with code VL20 on their website. And thank you for this. We've actually drunk a bit of it before this new game. Need to refreshen our voices a bit as we see a mastery pick. First pick mastery.
Baby.
Not again, not again, not again, not again.
Is he doing it? Oh, I like this even more.
Do you steal the mastery now? Or what do you do? This one can go 3 rolls, so you can't really pick a counter pick to Swain. You can just steal something from the enemy and pick something strong for yourself now.
I'd like to preface this. I see chat being sad about no Master. Master can still be picked. I'd like to point that out.
Monkey plays
a possibility, as the Veigar does come out. Veigar not bad into Swain. The baby cage again obviously gives you a lot of utility, but Swain just has an obscene amount of sustain.
You can't really 1v1 Swain when he ults. He gets less healing the less people he actually has in his ult, but at the same time he has so much to say even with one person in his ult that you can't really fight him. But with the Veigar and the Yubi, so that Veigar armor is gonna hurt a lot. And
I hate Hentai Haven's comp already.
Yeah, can we just remake draft, guys? I mean, just count Yumi as a 4th ban for both teams, and maybe the game will be better. But jokes aside,
yeah, unfortunately not. I think we're looking at maybe. Well, we still don't know where the Swain's going. This is why they pick another 12 different flex picks. As Elmar, Wukong. Wukong got some nerfs. Still pretty good in the jungle though. Kalista.
So you can go Kalista Swain. Swain is pretty good against the Yumi, but at the same time, Swain is not really that bad against the Veigar. It's kind of a skill matchup. If Veigar can actually dodge the never moves from the Swain, go for it. Steal it.
Surely not.
Steal it. Come on, Mastery, Yumi, give me that. Give me Mastery.
I wanted this last time!
Rammus?
Shady
against Kalista
is going to be Twitch on 3, I'm afraid. There might be a Twitch ban coming out now, though.
Rammus is strong against Kalista. I don't know how the matchup between Wukong and Rammus goes, but I think Wukong wins. Wukong shreds armor with Q, I think. So it's going to be kind of hard for Rammus. But at the same time, you have an incredibly fast Rammus going at incredible high speed over the whole rift with the Yumi on top of it. So that Yumi roam is going to be so effective if she gets onto the Rammus. Rammus can just go top to mid to bot, top to mid to bot, top to mid to bot, and get so many ganks. It's going to be fun to see how they want to play this Rammus. So a spam ganker like that speaks to me. You want to pick laners that are not really strong, but threats in the late game. So let's see, what can Big and PK actually pick in the top side here?
Just quickly.
Sure.
Go through the bans for the side of Hentai Haven. There's a Vel'Koz, a Xerath, a Lux, There's a whole lot of mages on that ban list.
Don't really like being outranged, I guess.
And
By
on the side of Claytron, 3 out of
by
5 bans are
Timo?
tanks. Oh,
Blind
please,
pick Timo?
please,
I mean,
please give
Timo is
me
stronger
Timo.
against Callista.
Oh my
Sign is
god, that is a brick.
okay. Good luck, Callista, doing damage to 2 tanks coming down into your face. Uh, will speak some sort of true damage, I think, in blue 4 and 5. But what can you actually pick here as true
Something
damage?
that is still up is Renata.
Pantheon again.
Renata is still up.
Jaximus.
Callista, yeah, Jax, very, very. I like Jax into the sound. Very, very. Does a lot of consistent damage. But I'm as a support main, I'm concerned about what their pick for a support is. If it's not the Swain.
The Swain, I think, is better mid here.
Swain, I think, better mid here.
Oh, we'll never know. It's either Gallia or Swain. Both those two can actually go both mid and support.
I could have Callista Wukong.
I think Gallia is better support here. Like, if Gallia taunts the AD carry, if you have a Yuumi, like, you can count that as stunning both Yuumi and the AD carry. And Yuumi can't really get out. So I like the Gallia more as support. The Vayne comes up last pick. So, draft completed. Who's gonna go support? Is it the Galio? Is it the Swain?
I think it's Galio.
Yeah, looks like it's the Galio. Yep, it's the Galio. Swain is mid against the Veigar.
No.
No, it's not Vayne. That's Vayne mid! That's Vayne mid!
I want confirmation, but it might be Vayne mid.
I mean, we've talked about Samira mid. Why can't it be Vayne mid?
So Vayne mid is another one of the ones that you have mentioned.
Yep. Vayne mid is another thing that Summit actually can pick, aside of Samira.
Yeah, when we get into spectator mode, we'll talk about what each of the comps can do and can do well and can't do well.
Yep.
But there's a lot of skill matchups here, I think. One matchup I think is very key and very volatile is this mid lane matchup though. Swain into Vayne. Or Fournier into Vanier.
Swanee into Vanya. So Vayne into Swain. Let me think about it. So usually pick Vayne as a lane bully, right? Like, so many top laners cry about Vayne, all that true damage over and over again, so many odd attacks. So it's really strong against melee champs, but you have a Swain against you. Swain's only form of CC is his never move, his E. So Vayne can just dodge that really, really quickly.
Yeah, the other form of CC Swain does have is his W, the Vision of the Empire. It's a slow.
Yeah, that's a slow. So Vayne can't. Maybe she gets her path blocked or something, and Swain then can hit a really easy never move. But if Vayne just stumbles out, just use Q and dashes away, this Swain can actually be really in trouble. Since Swain, until he hits level 6, is really, really vulnerable to all ins. So yeah. I'll be curious to see how they want to play against and with this Vayne.
And then the one thing I want to say about Swain is every time you land an E or a W, you gain 12 health back, and you also gain 3% max health. So, if you get into an extended fight as a Swain, and at earlier levels your cooldowns are a bit longer, which is very true. You have an obscene amount of sustain in longer fights. If they kill you, if they burst you down, then yeah, fair. But if you're alive long enough, you can just sit there and heal all the way back up. And I think Vayne is gonna want those longer fights as well. So I think those longer fights, when it comes to it, are gonna be what's it called? Yeah, I think as it gets later on, my words have gone again.
Okay, don't worry.
As it gets later on, I think Swain will win, but Vayne and Veigar are a lethal combo because all I see is condemn cage, condemn cage, condemn cage.
That's a really interesting way to put it, but as I said before, Swain really likes extended fights, right?
Yeah.
Swain really likes extended fights, but Vayne does like extended fights as well. On the side of Hentai Heaven, though, you don't really have a lot of bursted damage that can actually kill the Swain instantly. So you will need a lot of ignites, you will need a lot of anti-heal. This Kalista is going to be healing too, Jax is going to be healing too. Wukong will build Divine Thunderer, will build Death Stance. So not a lot of bursted damage means longer team fights. And longer team fights are actually better for Claytrons, in my opinion, since you have a Swain, you have a Kalista who can just stack those lances onto someone. You have Wukong who can get twice the knockups, and the Jax is just gonna heal up every single time and hit and hit and hit, and be so strong in those extended team fights. So it'll be really hard, I think, for Hentai Heaven to burst someone down to actually get a pick in the mid game. And this Vayne is going to take a bit of time to actually scale her up.
I think the one thing we have forgot as we get later on into the game is the cat, Yumi.
Don't talk about her.
Yeah. As much as we don't want to talk about her, I think she's going to become very important in the later game. I think the amount of healing she's going to be able to do, she's going to be able to help people get out of fights and heal them. Also has that ult, so if the Rammus wants to go in, he goes in super zoom. He goes in really fast, and also stuns a bunch of them, which allows for the which allows for the Scion. There's a big wombo combo that can happen basically, and then the Vigard comes in and cleans up. There is a wombo combo possibility with the Yumi later on.
And Mr. Monkey is using my favorite Rammus skin, to be honest, the ball one, the football one, where he just becomes a ball. We're gonna see some ganks coming out of football.
Oh, game's already been paused.
Game's already paused, but we're gonna maybe sing, maybe not for now. We can still talk for a bit. So, which is the matchup you actually like the most in this situation?
The matchup I like. I like the Swain matchup.
Okay.
I mean, I'm having a lot of fun playing Swain myself, so maybe I'm a little bit biased.
Ghost Swain.
Yeah, well, Ghost Swain is really good. It helps with that gap close, I think. It helps you chase down champions. The Conqueror is a quite interesting one. I think Conqueror does work very well, but I've been using Phase Rush because it gives me even more speed towards the champions, and you can proc it really easy with 2 procs of
Yeah, just E.
Yeah,
you can just E, no? You can just E and E again, and you proc Phase Rush.
EEQ, yeah.
EEQ or EE auto or whatever.
Yeah. So I think early game the Vayne's gonna have to be very mindful of both Swain CC and Wukong, because Wukong is gonna. I think Wukong is gonna want to gank mid.
And the Galio CC and also the Jax CC. Jax division gonna be pretty strong against the Vayne. And so talked about the mid matchup. I think Conqueror actually here is a bit better, since as we said before, we want extended team fights for both teams, and Conqueror actually helps in those extended team fights. Heals you up a bit, makes you do a bit more damage. It's really useful if you actually want to tank a bit more during team fights. That said, you also have the lethal tempo onto the Jax. And Jax, when you are against a tank, you just load them up, you just hit and hit again, and you stack that lethal tempo so easily onto tanks. The backline is going to be in danger most of the time if this Jax actually gets onto them, so we're going to see how the Vayne and the Veigar decide to play for that.
We got a 5-man invade mid, bear with 5-man invade. We see them coming through this bottom brush.
Yep. Freeze off the client, since we really like Riot. So, don't know if you're seeing that. It's come back now.
There's Galio looking for it. Galio's looking for the Yumi is on her own. Rammus on her own in mid lane as well. Auto attack. Oh, the never move misses. What a lovely dodge from Monk.
Yeah, he dodged only because he has the best Rammus skin ever. Honest. Like, look at that. It's so good. It's a football. And when you use this Q, it just goes into full football mode. How cool is that?
I really like this Kalista skin, actually.
Kalista, let's see. Rather. Yeah, she has better chromas. Like, you see green chroma. Green chromas are my favorites. Every single time I see a green chroma, I just think that's a WhatsApp champ.
Well, that never move apparently went through the Vayne.
We're not going to talk about that. Hitboxes are something in League of Legends. So, 1 minute of the game. Both junglers starting their clear bot top to bot. Jax doing a leash, and Sion actually walking to spot and get some info. Jax will have to get stunned. That's a bit of a trade from the Sion in the early game. So Wukong is going towards both sides of the map. Ramos going top side. So Ramos really wants these Jax to get ahead. If this Jax get ahead, if Swain get ahead,
the stun does come out. The auto attacks are starting from the Jax, and the attack speed is stacking. But
my God,
there's a big thing.
That's Jax against tanks for you.
Yeah, he won't do a lot of damage, but he'll do a lot. He'll do a little bit of damage a lot of the time, and that just keeps going up. The passive just keeps stacking and stacking that attack speed, right?
Yep, just keep stacking the attack speed over and over again. That's the same thing with Aurelia. I don't really see her played with the little tempo.
Wait, oh, the Jax going in with the counter strike. The flash coming out from
Flash.
Big.
Flash already used by the Scion, so. Sadly, Wukong can't really punish it since he's fighting top towards the bot side. So we'll see how both those junks will decide to play it out. Jax still has flash.
Just come back again. The jump also coming out from the Jax. Auto attack. Auto attack. You hit him with that hockey stick. Oh!
Goes for it. Goes for it.
Splash. This guy will take
too much. A step too much by the Jax to just get solo king on the threat. A bit too much by PK Hex, thought he could kill it, and the Scion can just maybe freeze the wave here. Jax still has flash.
Oh, Jax wave is in a horrible state right now because Sion's just going to keep it under the tower.
Ramos, Pink's coming down.
Oh, Ramos.
He pinged it, and when the Ramos pings the lane, you know he's gonna gank it.
Oh.
Look at the ball.
Ramos, bouncy. The taunt also coming out from the Ramos. Counter strike coming out to counter here. And
goes for it.
He's gonna go, but the shield comes out from B. But the passive also now is gonna go towards.
The flash is away too, so that's just a free kill for the Jax.
I mean, we expected that to happen. No flash. Ramos came up when Sion was on a very, very low health. But the Sion does have Balmy Cinder into a corrupting potion.
Okay, so this Sion just can't really be killed anymore. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Sion can't really be killed anymore. Even if the Jax stacks a little tempo, you can't really do much. Have a she now, so that's a bit more damage.
Oh no! Oh, what a lovely cage from Oscar. Electrocute proc onto Elmar, and they can walk away. Oh, Callista though, going up for it as the Yumi just presses the E button and heals, and they both run away happily ever after.
Funny Yumi healing, but maybe Swain doesn't really have fun in the mid lane.
From the Jax, now it has a Sheen. We'll do a little bit more on hit damage.
Yep. So how did this happen? Jax thought he could 1v2 in the top side of the map. And he could actually do it. He has a little tempo, he has evasion, so he's gonna evade some of those odd attacks. And at the same time, Ramos is really good against people who have the attack.
I see a ping onto the Swain.
Oh,
Ramos,
no flash.
Bouncy. Oh, the flash comes out from the Ramos. But the Visions of Empire also coming out. The Never move is still yet to come out here. And it gets used, but the Condemn is used onto Gozdewu, and they run away. Ping
That's
Hex
really
now
bad
on about
for you.
45% health. The Decimating Smash does come out under his own tower. But Beak just walks away.
So I'm glad to see the Ramos actually going for the spam ganks. I see a lot of times in solo queue, Ramos is just going full clear every single side.
Landing onto Pika Hex, takes about 15% health, is now only on 20% health.
Yep, he has the Jax evasion as I said before, so really hard to kill him.
Clear, though. He's got 2 health, just keep auto attacking, You can do it, I believe. He's conquered, Decimating Smash is coming out now.
This thing is so damn strong, the Bambi does so much damage, can't really go for the 1v1. And the Wukong was just level 4, so this side is in such a good position right now after one Ramos gank. It's gonna be really hard to take him out of top lane, so maybe now the Wukong will actually go for the bottom side of the map, give more advantage to the Kalista.
Ward on the bot side of the map in Ramos' blue side jungle, letting the bot lane of Claytron know that he is in the vicinity and looking to rumble.
So
I keep telling my friends, as the Vision of Empire come out, will he steal it? Oh, very, very close to stealing that. I keep telling my friends that we need an Uber driver skin as Galio, Uber driver Ramos skin.
That's a really good idea, actually. Like just transform into a car and into taxi. And
Yeah, exactly.
imagine the Tom Kench Uber driver skin. You just eat someone and you drive him somewhere.
Yeah, the recall
That's
delay
also a really cool concept.
from the Swain with Divisions of Empire. Botlane looking to shove this wave in and hope maybe look for a reset. There's a big juicy wave coming though when Veigar gets there. Hang on, I'm going to quickly check on Veigar's stacks. He's got 31 stacks at 7 minutes.
So, looking at the state of the waves, at this moment, Hentai Heaven can't really push anything right now since you have a Veigar bot and you have a Vayne mid. So Swain and Kalista are going to get the push most of the times, and that means the Wukong is free to take the first Drake of the game. It's an Infernal Drake yet again, so we're not going to see Broken Infernal Soul on any side. And at this moment, as I was saying before, I want this Wukong to focus more on the bot side of the map. This sign is already so damn strong. Maybe the Jax will be able to actually kill him once he gets Divine Thunder.
The auto that's coming out, but the Jax does use his ultimate. Very prematurely, I would say.
Yeah, a lot prematurely.
Oh! Delay coming out from the Swain with the never move. I'm looking at the Twitch stream and it's saying there have been no kills on the top side. Oh, Shenzhen going in, but the Yuumi ultimate coming out as well. The cleanse used by Shenzhen.
Rooted.
Oh, Oscar.
Just need one.
Okari kills Oscar.
Veigar had ult. Couldn't press the primordial outplay button. Maybe they press it in the top side.
The ultimate coming out from the Science get away from the Wukong gank, and he's away. But Rammus is now here. The football is ready to bounce. But there's a control ward there, so as soon as he steps that way, he will know. Oh, but it's Sion looking for it. Sion is looking for it. The ball has begun to bounce. Oh,
ball has begun to bounce.
But the passive does take the kill onto Pika Hexes. Oscar looking for Otari as he kills Ranio, as they kill the Ranio in the bot lane, but he can't get him. Swain is on about 25% health as the ultimate does come out. Looking for the ever move, maybe never move. Oh,
one for one.
Tower shot at the last second. That's the sustain I'm talking about for the Swain, but he stepped into tower range in that split second and died.
Holy, a lot of action coming down in all three lanes. We have a 2v2 in the top side, we have a 1v1 in mid lane, and a 2v2 in bot side. So it's going to be really interesting to see what brought to those plays and how they want to push further those leads. This Jax got 2 kills. Don't matter how many deaths you have, if you have 2 kills on Jax and you build Divine Thunder, you will get the sign. You will just kill him. So much true damage, so much percentage max HP damage coming down from the Divine Thunder, and we're gonna get the boss as we talk about that. So we have a lot of time to talk about it. Really nice. And so mid lane 1v1, we can't really talk much about that. Vayne against Swain, such a psycho matchup if you ask me, and was able to get a 1v1 and 1-for-1 in the end. So that's good for both teams. Maybe a bit better for the Vayne. Kind of hard for Vayne to get kills in the early game, so that's really good for the AD carry. In the top side, Jax got 2 kills, Sign has 2 kills now, so it's going to be really interesting who actually gets the 1v1 now. Both junglers are not really ahead of each other, basically the same CS, and just one assist onto the Rammus. In the bot side though, this Veigar, a really weak, usually champ in the early game, just got a kill against the Kalista, which is basically the strongest early game AD carry. How did that happen? Why did you decide to actually go for the tower dive onto a Veigar who can just cage the Galio most of the times and cage you under his own turret?
Well, I mean, it's a fight. So Kalista now with Noon Quiver Berserker's Grid can take a lot of fights. But the big but is Yuumi and Veigar have a lot of CC on them.
Yep.
You have the baby cage. You have the ult from the Yuumi. You use those in combination. They ain't moving. And if you're already taking tower shots, you're going down. There's obviously the sustain that they have with the Yuumi as well. I think that's also important to note. something that they don't have. What they have, what the side of Claytron do have though, is a lot of damage, because the Galio does a lot of damage. Callista will do a lot of damage over time as well. Now, what happened in that fight, as they're looking, as I see the R's being put into chat to say that they are ready, is that they made the mistake of going a little bit too far, and Vigar just started clenching. So at that point, Vigar just takes too much damage, and the Callista takes too much damage and just dies.
Yeah, and in a situation where your support dies, but the enemy AD carry dies for it, you just win automatically. The Vega has just won a trade against Callista early game, and he will actually be on top in most bot lane skirmishes right now, as his ultimate is going to be so damn strong. Is basically Hentai Heaven main source of bursted damage. If you get someone under half HP, that target is surely dead if you have Vega with a Yumi on top. So that's going to be really interesting, since they really need to play against how they say, together with this Vega. The Ramos needs to play with the Vega, the Vayne needs to play with the Vega, and I expect Yumi to be on top of Vega most of the times to actually pump up that damage a bit more, and we'll see how this Jax actually decides to approach him. For the Jax, it's so damn hard to approach a Vega who still has Cage.
Indeed, as the game is on pause, but we know League of Legends.
Yeah, I think you guys know what happens in those situations. Game says it's not paused anymore. Time is 0 seconds, and we're right back into the game. I was just kidding.
Indeed, we are back into the game. Vigar does now have a lost chapter. Doesn't have any boots though, so he's only got damage ability. But the Sion is just going to keep just pushing. He's about 20 CS ahead. Well, about 30. The counter strike does come out. The auto text is starting to come out as well now. The Decimator Smash used to disengage him. And they go away. And there's another pause!
I think it's Yumi, man. I think because there's a Yumi in game, there has to be a lot of pauses. Because people will just get lags and crashes just because Yumi's in the game.
The cat is taking everybody's internet tongue. So to speak.
Yeah, I think that's the reason. I mean, if Hentai Heaven wins, I don't know if we should actually count that, man. I think you have a Yumi with you, that's just basically free DDoS for the enemy. Okay. Most of the time. So
it's been unpaused again.
That was just a cheap DDoS. Maybe Yumi will get one better next time. So, jokes aside, Ramos ping in the bot side. The Ramos just pinged the bot side of the map.
He's got ult as well. Bouncy
from the lane.
Bouncy. The Yumi ult comes out as well. The Cage is there. Monka.
Flash.
Atari has to flash away as I'm frozen.
Yeah, the game is frozen, but they're probably falling up the gully right now. We don't really know what's happening.
A flash coming out from Monka. The primordial burst going on to the Atari, and Oscar gets a kill.
So one kill onto the Vega. They both use sums in the bottom side of the map, so no sums on the Yumi, no sums onto the Vega. That's going to be really hard to lane with. As
Jax is in a good place. Sion does have ult. The counter strike is here. Used to dodge.
I think Jax is just dead.
From the Sion. Jax, one more auto attack from the Sion, and oh my god, Beak is doing so much damage to the Sion. Oh, wait. Never move landing onto Godzeru. The Visions of the Empire for the one true combo. I just want to have a look.
Player who? Weak side player who? Big was a weak side player?
I just want to check how much. So, Swain right now has 10 stacks, meaning he has gained 120 max health.
That's a lot. I mean, not really much, to be honest. I think it's 11 minutes in the game. I would have expected a bit more. Maybe he didn't really get a lot of never moves in the lane. But anyway, Drake is approaching. Really important objective onto the map. We're gonna see a lot of scuffles probably. We're gonna see a lot of people in the mid lane looking to get that mid pry before approaching Drake. Right now the Swain will have it for the moment, but the waves will go even in the end as they are. Finger keeping down in the bot lane.
The Sean coming out, the Shield of Duran really coming in at a very good time on the side of Atari to stop the bouncy going in. But
So-
Rammus will have ult up for the next time he wants to gank. As we see Samveta clearing vision in that river. Pixel Brush and river now watered. Oh, Fate's cool coming in. As the Galio. Does he have the shield around back at Oscar? Taunted. Taking so much damage. But the Primordial Burst comes out the counter play button.
That was not how they should be.
The Rammus taunts the Vayne. The Vayne has to cleanse it. Oh, the Rammus taking the kill. Bouncy, taunty. Goes in. Oh, there we go in now as well. The Vayne dodges the visions of the Empire. Ah!
That's when going for it. Into the wall.
The condemned flash coming in from the side of Samveta. But the ghost has come out from
Jax is here.
But Jax is here and Pika Hex jumps onto the Jax and says mine.
Yep. Jax just grabs that free kill for himself. While his turret will get smashed a bit, so CM will get a bit more rich. Now remove hits in the mid lane, but this Rammus is so damn fast you can't really get in danger with him.
Oh lord, he coming.
Cage
the
miss.
Shield of Drought misses this time. The Yellow Frost coming out from Oscar. And Otari goes down to Monka. But the Rammus is still here. And he's just
coming. Yeah, the Wukong was baiting.
Monka does have smite. Monka has smite now. The decimating smash is here. Sion has teleported in for this. And
in 3 minutes of the game, this Rammus has done so many things. So after the gank in the boss side of the map, you thought, wait, now they don't really have mid-pry anymore, but Vayne just goes back to it. Rammus goes back to bot, and no flash onto the Galio after the first gank means that he can just follow him up. They get one, Vega dies actually, but Rammus actually has a lot of damage. We said before at the beginning of draft, but that Hentai Heaven doesn't really have a lot of damage. But now look at that. Rammus
the ultimate coming out. The baby cage there as well. The W landing and the Primordial Burst landing onto Shenzhen. Shenzhen goes down.
Primordial outplayed button from the Vega onto the Kalista.
Vayne is wrapping around behind the spot lane.
A Vayne flank. Okay, now going back to mid lane, looking for them.
Wukong is there, waiting to see if they stay. The back didn't get delayed because maybe not enough damage was done, but the W from the Vigor did hit. Now, checking on Vigor stacks, he now has 113. That's 113 bonus AP. At 15 minutes, Vigor has 284 ability power. You can see the counter track coming in. By God, Sard is just so tanky.
In the boss side though, Flash Vega.
The Swain is there. But in the top side, we got a fight on 2 fronts. We're going to focus on the top side for now. The Shield of Drought misses, so back to the top side. So, okay, so I'm going to say my scoreboard hasn't updated, so I can't see what items people actually have right now.
Okay, so I just see that Rammus has a Bamis Cinder, has a Tornmail, and has a No Magic Mantle with boots and a potion.
Oh, the baby cage coming in. Rammus! Oh, Rammus. You know what would be really good on Rammus? It's an old item. No one. A Righteous Glory. As Vayne finally gets her Immortal Shield Bow.
Yep, more than shield will complete onto the Vayne. A lot of threats on the side of Claytrons, the Jax, the Wukong, the Kalista. So much dive, and the Immortal Shield Bow will help you a lot for those team fights. Together with the Yuumi, that's going to be a lot of healing. So maybe we're going to see a bit of anti-heal popping up for Claytrons in the near future. For now, both teams just looking to push waves, get some vision, and prepare for the next objective, which is going to be Drake in 2 minutes and a Herald in 1 minute and 55.
Oh, the Shield is coming out onto the Vigor. The baby cage also coming out coupled with the Yuumi ultimate.
Yuumi's favorite chapter.
Indeed, the lost one. The last chapter. Sorry, lost chapter.
I think her ult name is Final Chapter, if I'm not wrong. Lost Chapter is the item, Final Chapter is the ultimate, and her favorite chapter is what she says.
Well,
when she
ults. Doesn't know item names.
Maybe we can do a quiz. Let's see. Without looking, what's a Rammus Q?
Roly.
That's a good name for football Rammus. It's Barbol.
Oh, PK Hex, you do not want this. Oh, the auto attacks are coming in there, but the Rammus is here.
Game
The
down
counters are
in
coming out
top.
to help him. Oh, but that's so much damage on the decimating smash. The ultimate coming out from Monka, and the ultimate adjusted. The ult was used by Pika, and
Flash.
Free is on a killing spree. 4 and 2. Hullbreaker, Balmy Cinder, and and Bramble Vest.
No flash on Ramos, no flash on Jax now. But this exchange went positive for Hentai Heaven.
Swain with the ult. Oh, and the Swain says, and the Stein says bye bye.
Yep, the Stein can't really die from any sort of ganks now. He has a Hullbreaker completed, he's 4 and 2. So to bring him down, you're going to need a lot of people. And Sion, even in that situation, he might actually get 1 kill in return.
So in this situation, I think I would actually be looking to switch the Callista Galio into the Sion and bring Jax into the bot lane.
Yeah, you can surely do that since the Jax can't really do much. They might be in trouble.
Is here though. Ramos is hit, but the Galio is being used. The Condemn comes out.
Push back.
But there is still a lot of damage coming out onto the Ramos. The TP is coming in from the Sion. Oh.
Sion is here, baby. Has ultimate.
Oh. You have the Cyclone coming out. Monka's going down. Monka, the healing on time. Monka is insane, but he does go down.
Shut down.
Jax gets a kill. Veigar takes down the Wukong. Sion also goes down, and Vayne takes the. Oh my god, there's so much going on here.
Going crazy.
The Sion takes out the Callista. Sion is still going, but goes down. But Zambetta gets 2 kills in that fight, I think. There was so much going on there. Everybody was going down.
2 kills in the end for the Vayne. The Veigar actually stays alive thanks to Yuumi, and 3 members of Hentai Heaven now can just get the Drake and go away, go home. Claytrons had so many tools to teamfight, and they just couldn't focus on. They just couldn't burst someone up, and the Yuumi was just able to heal the Veigar up, even with all the bursts they tried to make onto him. At the same time, the Sion was so important during that team fight. The Sion just went for 1v3 into the backline, and most of the damage dealers on Claytrons' side couldn't really get to the Veigar, couldn't really get to the Vayne, and after the Sion died, Vayne and Veigar could just sweep every single person up, and they got so many kills during that exchange, and a Drake with it. So now they're at 2 Drakes. Soul is approaching. This is going to be Klaus, so not really that important.
Oh,
they're going to get buffed, but
though.
for now,
yeah,
really good for the Swain.
Gonna be Ramos gonna go extra zoom and that ability haste as well.
Yeah, a lot of ability haste onto the Ramos is really good. Get multiple taunts during a single team fight.
Right, do damage to the Sion now. Just get those auto attacks in.
Sion in the end has Soul Breaker, so Chance can't really go for this. Look at the anti-heal onto the Sion.
Oh, the counter strike coming in to help him out, but the Sion is doing so much damage. But the Ramos is going into the bot lane. The final hour coming in from the Vayne. And
he gets hit.
Fighting. The Cyclone not gonna help out the Vayne, the Wukong too much, and Vayne goes on a killing spree. I got there eventually with the champion name.
Yep. So Vayne goes on to a killing spree in the boss side. That's your main AD damage dealer.
Oh baby, there's no flash
in the mid lane means kill. Maybe not. But
it
was fun to see. Ganks mid, stuns you, taunts you, goes away, refuses to elaborate.
Come out onto Beak, but he just walks away. He is super tanky now.
Veigar is half HP now, it's in vision, so really want to go for
something. Comes out onto Zambetta, but the cage is there. The double Everfrost comes
blown
out,
up.
But they're gonna keep chasing Pika. They're gonna keep going. The W comes out. Zambetta goes on a rampage. That's 4 in a row for him now, and they're gonna go take the Baron.
Yep, this is looking like a game 3 for me. Right now, Hentai Heaven is actually doing magic through the map. This Veigar are just crazy. So much damage, so much healing. You can't get onto the Veigar thanks to that cage. The Wukong hasn't really been doing much. The Jax is so behind. You can't even kill 1v1 a Sion. And on the other side, you have a Callista who wasn't really a threat in the early game. Wukong is just go for the steal.
Elmo just gives a free death away to Beak, who is now 7 and 3. Will probably have his mythic by now. We'll see. He has the Sunfire Aegis.
Yeah, so Vayne has a killing spree, Veigar has a killing spree. Why not give one to Sign too? And he just goes inside a bit. Kind of a desperate attempt from the Wukong, but you actually need to do things like these. Things like these actually save the game. So 10 for 10 out of 10 for the idea, but 1 out of 10 for the execution. So right now you have a Kalista who's behind, and in the mid game you can't really do much with the Kalista. You need to be sure that the Kalista wins in the early game. So it's going to be really hard to match the damage coming down from the Vayne and from the Veigar. And at the same time, we talked before as Claytrons doesn't really have anything to burst someone. But now I've just noticed you have Veigar. Like, if someone is under half HP, that person is gonna die. And when Veigar was so ahead,
he's giving it another go.
it's gonna be easy.
As the Everfox comes in onto the Swain,
Might see it here.
Goes unstoppable.
Swain just dies, gets blown up by the Vayne, plus the Veigar, plus the last chapter from the Yuumi. And they're just gonna look to grab this turret in the mid lane. Shrinks so much priority every single lane.
Oh, the flashy! The flash cleanse having to come out from the Kalista, as Elmar will go down eventually.
Yeah, this time you're not mastery, you can't really go invulnerable inside other people. Wukong is still alive.
Oh, Elmar's trying to run him around.
Can't run away from a Rammus. Maybe you can, I don't know. Slow by Yuumi, let's see what he does.
The knock up! Oh, there's got to be a W coming soon. The taunt does come in eventually, and he's just going to die to the Veigar. It will be donated. Killing spree now for Oscar.
That's a huge loss of time though for Hentai Heaven. You chase this Wukong so much.
Dragon coming up, soul point in 9 seconds.
Soul point in 9 seconds, that's true actually. Thanks for reminding that.
Vayne with the final hour.
Flash!
Going in with the auto attacks, the tumbles coming in, and Samveta goes. Samveta is now dominating 7 and 3.
Yep, this Vayne mid is actually working, I guess, since the Swain couldn't really 1v1 her. The Veigar is broke.
Ultimate coming in from the Galio, but they can't take him because he just ults away.
Sin just goes away, takes the next train to home as he approaches base again and maybe grabs one item. Maybe a Thornmail, maybe panic.
Oh no, Elmar.
And
Elmar, the final chapter comes out and Oscar goes on a rampage. 6 and 2 now. Oh, and Rammus. Oh, the never move. What a never move. That was a lovely ever move, taking 3 of them.
And that's why you need vision in the bot side, I guess, since Hentai Heaven is just rolling those sides. Now have full control over the jungle. The jungle is not Claytrons' anymore.
The ultimate coming in from Monka, the taunt coming in into the baby cage. Oscar is now unstoppable, taking a lot of damage from Kotewuzo. And there's a change coming in from the thing, and the TP from the Scion. And now they're just going to push. Scion doesn't have the ultimate, but he can fight.
Jax is trying to push away, maybe play on that wave, but maybe not.
Oh, Gallia's going to take the condemn, he's going to take the damage. The Cyclone coming out though onto 3. Big take, big using Decimated Smash, and Dominate, and Vayne, and Bite.
So Hentai Haven just says, no, we are the best. You took game 1, you had Mastery, you took the easy route. Well, this time we have the easy route, and they're looking to grab this Nexus. Only 2 towers remaining.
Oh, the Jax!
You can't really go for the 1v5, right? Kalista is here too. Somebody just puts an end to that.
Galio comes up. And that will be 1-1 in this series, or will it?
Yep.
Oh, the 1,000 gold shut down? Well, the Scion pick doing a number on the enemy team.
Who would have thought against the Jax out of all champs? So good out of Beeg. You said he was a weak side player? That's not a weak side player in my books. Like, this guy is just rolling 7 and 3 onto the sign against the Jax. This guy went in that side of the map. That's not a weak side player, in my opinion.
Well, maybe he just played the game like a Giga Chad.
Yep, that's the best explanation both of us could make. Just sums it up pretty much. He's a Giga Chad. He just doesn't care what happens on the top side of the map. He's gonna get kills. He's gonna get big. He's gonna get so much HP with the Scion, and just destroy the game. Veigar and the Vayne were also really good, but I think the Scion actually kept their hopes up in the game since their early game wasn't one of the best. But yeah, so we're going to game 3. Everyone excited?
Yeah, we'll be back after a 5-minute break for this game 3 in this very good series. We'll
grab some drinks and see you in 5.
強く強く輝いて消えた流れ星ほら命が燃える何かに怯え走り続けたその虚しさの何を見て何を探してきた
back to game 3 of Hentai Haven versus Claytron. We've just saw Hentai Haven sweep the floor with Claytron, and Claytron this time have selected red side. Its side has won each of these games.
Maybe red side too strong?
Red side do be strong.
Yep.
Your teams are ready.
Mr. Date, before we get into draft, what were you doing during the pause? Could you enlighten us?
Well,
I think you were.
As he had said, during the break, I was serenading my little sausage dog.
Yep, he's a really, really cute sausage dog. That's maybe you guys should get a dog. If you have a dog, write in chat. I think sausage dog are just amazing, and
indeed, we're now in champ select. We can talk about dog. There will probably be pauses, or we can use the spectator to talk about my dog. He is a very cute dog.
Yeah, we can talk about the dog
coming out on the side of
And the dog gets banned actually in top lane. Nasus is out of the game instantly. A lot of prior on the Nasus ban every single time.
I want to know what happens if Nasus gets left open.
Probably gonna play Mastery, Nasus, Vega, and I don't know, stack in ADC, and just roll over the game.
Again. That's the ban.
Just play Senna, Nasus, Vega.
Wait,
and you win the game.
I'm looking at Twitch chat. Shady Legacy, are you saying you hate dogs?
What?
Oh, no, he's a cat person. I know. He's a cat.
I mean, those people are strange, man. I mean, the cat got banned, so you can't really say you're the cat person.
Oh.
Vega first pick. So Senna open. Master Yi still open.
Oh boy.
Let's see who decides to go for that. This Veigar could be bot, could be mid, could be even support. Zeri.
I like this.
Yep, Zeri. Samvite actually plays a Zeri mid, so I think Zeri is really good on the side of Claytrons. We're gonna see if that is mid, if that is bot. I really like AP Zeri mid. Just blows everyone up with W's. Takes a bit of time to scale up, but usually pretty strong in those team fights around Drakes, around Baron. We'll see what they decide to go red 2 now. Counter pick mid, counter pick something. No, that goes for the Zac. So we've actually seen a bit of Zac against Veigar interaction before during Valence League. And Zac E gets blocked by Veigar Cage. Okay, if he's in the air, he just gets blocked and goes randomly on the ground because of Veigar Cage. That's a really weird interaction, as we're gonna see the Poppy. Poppy too, I counter the Zac, so the Zac just can't really play the game. Full now, at least. The Poppy will be really strong to negate him. The Veigar will be really strong too.
I like Poppy. Poppy Jungle has been rising in priority across all the pro leagues as well. As we know, Valence League is the only pro league anybody should ever be watching.
True. Based opinion.
Yeah. Div 3B better than NALCS, obviously.
I mean, I would put money on that, to be honest, but can never be sure.
As we see the Lulu coming in now, they can't pick the Yumi, so they get the next best thing. They get a Lulu.
So Lulu Poppy, a lot of Yordles on on blue side for now. Veigar is a Yordle too, and I don't think Lissandra is a Yordle, but I'll get that too. Ornn actually, so Ornn is Zac, so many tanks on the side of Claytrons. Last time we've seen Rammus and Sion on the same team. This time we see Zac and Ornn, so a lot of tanks. And last time the team with 2 tanks won the game, so maybe they're looking to repeat that.
Indeed. I like the Ornn Zac. I'm hoping there's a Yasuo ban coming.
A Yasuo ban. Pretty good with the Ornn and with the pretty good with the Ornn and with the Zac too, actually.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I'm hoping there's a Yasuo ban coming up now.
There's a Yasuo pick actually though. You will need a lot of AP, or you could actually do Senna plus Yasuo bot lane. So fasting Senna with Yasuo bot lane. That's a really cool idea, and put the Zeri mid. Don't really see them going for that actually. Let me double check that if Shenzhen actually plays AD carry. Not really sure about that. If he plays a Yasuo AD carry, sorry. And no, we don't have an AD carry. We don't have a Yasuo AD carry probably, but will be a fun idea. Senna's still open, so still a possibility. Probably gonna see an hyper carry with the Lulu. So Jinx, Aphelios, Kog'Maw too, and Twitch. Might see a rat. Both those two picks are really, really strong against the tanks. So, who do you like more? Do you like more the Kog'Maw or the Twitch?
I actually think this is a very good Vayne comp.
Vayne
for
too. I
Oscar.
didn't think of that. Actually.
I like the Vayne for Oscar. The only issue is into Zeri. I don't think it's a great matchup.
Renata. Is it a Renata Zeri? A Morgana Zeri?
Well, I'm looking at the fact that the chat is also pointing out that there are. It's a full Yordle comp right now.
Yep. 3 Yordle
Will we
picks.
see a Tristana?
Just go for it. Cannon? Cannon?
Oh, this could be 4.
Heimerdinger? Gnar? Come on, don't tease. Just go for Timo.
Do it.
Go on. Just do it, man.
I think they're actually doing full Yordle. Oh no.
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 You've ruined it, man. He's going for the Mordekaiser. I mean, okay, he's really strong, and he didn't really have a lot of strong Yordle picks against 2 tanks, but come on, man.
They're teasing us with the Timo again. 15 seconds left.
Maybe looking to repair the draft a bit. No, Samira instead with the Lulu. That's a kind of strange pairing.
Unless it's Samira Mordekaiser.
Oh, God. Wait. It could be Veigar Lulu and the Samira mid. that could be a thing.
This is what we were talking about for Samveta.
Yeah, we're talking about Samveta. Samira mid is not out of the question. We'll see. Now, picks are locked in. Switches will come true. Now it's a Veigar Samira bot lane and the Lulu mid. Wait, what?
No, they're not done. They're not done.
Is it really? It's a Veigar mid with a Lulu Samira. Okay, I would guess. What would make the most sense out of all those switch ups? But you never know. Hey! Nope. Nope. Switch it again.
There it is.
Yep, a Veigar Lulu.
We'll wait till 20 seconds to fully confirm this.
One, it has to be. Veigar Lulu bot lane, not really much synergy to be honest. Like, Veigar can't really auto-attack during team fights, and you can't really auto-attack Zeri, but sure, that works too. Samira mid, we'll see how it works against Lissandra. I have no clue on how this matchup goes. Like, theoretically, if Samira dashes in, Lissandra can just block her. If you go Aftershock with Lissandra, and even if you go Electrocute, you can just go Bone Plating and just nullify the Samira completely. So don't really like this matchup for Samira, but at the same time, you have 2 tanks top lane against the Samira. Samira doesn't have any sort of on-hit damage. It's not a Kog'Maw. He's not a Twitch. She doesn't do max health percentage damage. So Ornn and Zac are going to be really, really hard to kill unless the Mordekaiser does like a big ultimate or gets a lot of damage onto a single team fight with the passive.
Yeah, I find these comps interesting. I think Mord into Ornn. I think the Mord
really good.
Win. Yeah. Poppy into Zac. Poppy got the counter, got the keeper's verdict, I believe is the W.
Yep.
Then Samira into Lissandra. I don't know that matchup. I think Samira will have push, maybe.
Most likely Samira will have push, but Lissandra can all in her pretty easily. And if Samira actually decides to go in, Lissandra can easily stun her up, and even with Electrocute or Aftershock. Bone Plating is the key runestone here, so if Lissandra goes Bone Plating, she just nullifies Samira, I think. We're gonna see. Who knows how this matchup goes.
Exactly. Bot lane have... If we look at the bot lanes, you said it right about Veigar Lulu. I'm interested to see how well this lane will do.
Especially against double poke, Zeri Karma. It's going to be really, really hard for the Veigar to lane. And
exactly.
You also have a Zeri together with the Karma. So Karma, shield, Zeri is really, really good with a shield on top of her. So it's going to be a hell of a lane for Veigar. So to sum this up, I expect Mordekaiser having the push, I expect Samira maybe having the push, but that's really unsure. And in the bottom side of the map, Zeri Karma will surely have the push, in my opinion. It's like a natural Karma, basically, but you have the Zeri with you. And so yeah, Drake's probably going to go to the Zeri Karma. And at the same time, Herald will probably go to the Mordekaiser. But who knows? League is a game where nothing is expected. There can be a lot of surprises. We've seen the Mastery go 2-0 in the beginning of a game and just completely stomp everyone on the Rift. And we didn't expect the Mastery to win. So it's going to be exciting. Game 3. Ready to see who wins.
20 seconds to go. Who do you think is gonna win?
Just looking at the drafts, I think that Claytrons is going to win. I like Claytrons' draft a bit more. I think the Zeri Karma is so strong. The Lissandra offers so much CC. Like, if the Lissandra ults anyone, Samira in particular is an AD carry that doesn't like stuns at all. And when you have a point and click stun like Lissandra, it's going to be so damn easy to shut her down. I don't think the Samira is going to be able to play the game. that's to put it simply.
Yeah, I think Samira has the. I guess Samira for a CC immune will have the W, but that's on like a 30-second cooldown, rank 1. So she'll have to be
something like
very
that.
careful with how she uses it, and I doubt she can do it for the tomb that encases her when Lissandra presses R on her.
Yeah, Sandra can just do that even if she has the wind wall. So we're gonna take a few seconds to sync up with the stream and come back right at you.
Yeah.
Yep. So synced up with the stream now. You can see where both junglers start. That's a really important thing of the game. Jungler role is really fun, and surely it doesn't decide the whole game most of the times, but we're gonna see. Mr. Jade, you ask me.
Yes.
Who do I think is gonna win? But now I ask you, who do you think is gonna win based on the draft? Do you like the Samira? Do you like the Mordekaiser maybe? And the Veigar 2 might actually be able to blow some people up, as we've seen last game. So
we've got a bit of a drop tunnel going on mid, but I do like the draft coming out from the side of Claytron. They have a lot of engage. They have a lot of long range damage as well. There's a lot of CC there, and this area can come in and clean up. So I think draft wise, I really like Claytrons, but I want to see how Hentai Heaven can execute it.
Hentai Heaven, as every single time they had particular drafts, like really interesting picks, and the one time they actually can make it work, like the Veigar plus the Vayne, the one time they actually make it work, they win most of the times. I feel like, because you can't really expect the Samira mid. How do you play against the Samira mid? Nobody knows the matchups for Samira mid. So much unpredictability on the side of Hentai Heaven makes it so hard to play against them.
Yeah, as we see them top to top, top to bot.
Yep, we have Poppy in the top side, Zac in the top side too, so both teams going towards the boss side of the map.
Yep. Could be a nice slow early game until level 3 maybe, when Zac decides to go and gank. We see a little bit of a ping there, maybe Zac's going for a level 2 after his Krugs.
That might be a choice, but Poppy is still in the area, probably not yet spotted, but Zac sees through the word and Raptor that Poppy is not actually starting bot side, so he's gonna know Poppy's exact pathing. Meanwhile, he's going for full clear top, going for the Krugs. Poppy, I predict she's gonna actually skip the Krugs and maybe look to match.
Before that, coming in from the Mordekaiser, the W now proc, the Conqueror as well. About 40%.
Conqueror actually really strong here.
About 40% damage done to the Yawn from the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, that's basically just how the matchup goes. The Mordekaiser has pretty much always the push. Ornn can't really respond to Mordekaiser's damage in the early game. Poppy taking pretty interesting pathing. Maybe thought the Zac still had camps, but Lissandra might be in trouble.
Oh, Lissandra. Poppy's looking for it. The Ring of Frost coming out, stunning Samira, and she gets out with the claw. As Ornn is taking a lot of damage, using that unstoppable. And then slides out at about 15% health.
Yep, Ornn is not in the best of conditions right now. So Mordecai is pushing, as we said in the draft. This Lissandra is now pushing, thanks because of the gank that Poppy made in the mid lane. Now Lissandra actually has freedom, knowing that Poppy won't actually come back in the mid lane, so she's free to push, free to trade her HP for the wave and get a mid push. At the same time, this Zac is still behind and is clear, so he can't really contest the Scuttle. One Scuttle goes to Poppy, and Mordecai goes for the next. So that's really interesting. Mordecai is not going to be able to be ganked for rest something like 5 full minutes, probably since probably not going to be able to be ganked in the top side of the map because of this Scuttle Crab. So a really good early game from both teams, I would say. No particular kills, no particular skirmishes for now, just waiting to scale a bit and reach the mid game.
Indeed. Claytron though taking a 500 gold lead in minute 4. As a little bit of a trade going on again in the top lane. Nice pullback and W from the Mordekaiser. But Mordekaiser doesn't actually do that trade, as we see a ping coming in from Poppy.
Samira.
And Poppy's going for it. Oh, but Samira has to flash away, but the Poppy in the bot lane is looking. But has to flash away from the stern. And Shenzhen is now exhausted by the Veigar as he goes to auto attack and unload on Ranio.
Yep, so both junglers starting in the top side of the map means that action is going to come down in the bottom side. Poppy went for a gank in the bottom side of the map, while Zac went for a gank in the mid lane. Both gank people had to flash, Karma had to flash, Samir had to flash, so we'll see how both teams decide to play now on, since they now have these flash timers. That means that
they're just coming out.
Every single time somebody doesn't have flash, you need to focus him.
A nice bit of damage coming out with the Baby Cage combo. Baby Cage W, always very nice combo, guaranteed damage, especially if they're stunned.
Yep, the cage really useful in this situation. Actually, Veigar got the push thanks to that Poppy gank, so that's really good. Sad that you didn't really get a recall onto the Veigar after all this action. Veigar still got 23 CS, so that's really low compare. What?
The ultimate coming out from Gozdewu, and the first blood onto the Lissandra gets out with about 5% health. As the top lane is now fighting as well. The W coming out from the Ornn, as W is also proc for the Mordekaiser, but they just trade and they walk away.
Yep,
Ultimate flash ult onto the Samira, and she couldn't do much about that. Samira now has no summons.
No cleanse.
Indeed.
No flash. A Mercury boost to she came back with Mercury boost, so no boost in damage. That's gonna be really harsh to lane against Lissandra with the last chapter now.
No ult for the Ornn to counter it as he walks out, maybe dashes out of there. The Ornn doesn't take enough damage. The Triumph proc, but he will. Oh, the shield! He should have died there. He should have died there, but he doesn't. He walked out.
Yep, really unlucky in this outside the map. This Ornn, even if Ornn loses lane though, he still can win the game, since ornaments are so damn strong most of the times. You have maybe a Sum for Ages on the both tanks, imparted by Ornn, that's really strong. You have Lissandra with maybe a Luden's Echo, I think it's called Luden's Eye or something like that.
Luden's Tempest.
Luden's Tempest, thank you. And
I believe I might actually be wrong myself.
I think it's Tempest. That's a really cool name. Every single ornament has a cool name though.
Oh wait, no. Luden's Tempest is the normal item. I can't remember what the normal was.
Oh, Luden's Echo was the old one.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, old items.
Yeah.
So many memories. So no flash onto the Samira. This Zac is approaching the mid lane.
Samira does have W though. Or she should have W.
Yeah, Samira is actually in a lot of trouble in the mid lane. Hentai Heaven will not be able to get mid push most of the times from now on until Samira gets flash back up again, since Lissandra can just flash. She doesn't have flash, but she can just ult in the Samira in the bot side though.
Monk gets caught out here, the Poppy is caught out, and Otari does get the kill onto Monk.
Yep, one kill onto the bot lane. Karma will get it, so that's pretty hard for the Zeri. But at the same time,
Squad. Karma is here, they might be looking to dive.
No way.
Eye of Luden, according to Twitch chat. Thank you very much.
Eye of Luden, that's an even cooler name than Luden's Tempest, to be honest. So now look at this. Lissandra has perma push in the mid lane, and Claytrons can just go for Drake that easily. Just grab down one without hesitation, without anyone interrupting them. Not even the boss side, not even Veigar and Lude can't really move out of lane. Samira can't move out of mid, and Mordekaiser is just left to win the matchup alone. So this Mordekaiser is actually going to be really strong in those team fights, as Zac is approaching the mid lane, maybe looking for Samira, but nothing too serious for now. So the only lane that is winning, if you are Hentai Heaven right now, is topside. Is this Mordekaiser?
Yeah. 20
And
CS up. About 900 gold up as well.
900k is a bit too much.
Yeah, 900 gold.
900 gold plus for the Mordekaiser, a lot of CS stuff, and yeah, I see the Mordekaiser just ulting the Lissandra every single time she goes into a team fight. You can also ult the Zac if he decides to engage. Don't really like ulting the Zeri. Zeri can't run away over the walls, and might see a first tower dive of the series now.
Very, very nice.
I see a tower dive as Lissandra is batting towards the boss side of the map. She has mid price, so Samir is now left alone in the mid lane.
They don't have vision on the Samira either. Oh, they
Veigar is pretty low.
They will do now.
They know this.
Oh, Samira does get the Lulu out there. The Wild Ghost does come out, but she also gets Polymorph. Will the kill come in? It does not come in, and she will have to get out with nothing. She used her ult. Didn't really
Yep, so Lissandra, great run towards the bot side. What? What'd you say? What'd you say? I couldn't really understand.
No, I said Lissandra didn't really lose much from that apart from her ult though, because the wave is nicely in the middle. It's not really pushing to anyone. In fact, I think it might actually be pushing towards the Samira.
Yep, Samira does have the strongest wave clears of the game, surely. So this Lissandra is going to have perma mid prior, but now Samira has both Flash and Clays back up again, so maybe she's going to look actually for a no lane onto Lissandra, as she doesn't have ult anymore.
She's going for it. The W does come out, and she claws away. Now, I'm trying to think about something. I'm trying to work out if we're in sync.
I think not. I'm at 10 and 50. I think you're a bit behind.
You're a couple of seconds ahead.
Yeah, but who's actually... I'm the one ahead, or you're the one behind?
You're the one ahead.
Okay. Okay, tell me when you're at 11 and 6.
4, 5, now.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Thank God I'm not a play-by-play today, and otherwise I would have casted those.
Coming in with the W. So the
time.
Mordekaiser going in with the W, the EW combo, doing a nice.
In mid lane though.
Oh, the claw coming out, but the W stops up. The Ring of Frost does come out. The ult gets cancelled by the Zac. The ultimate also coming out from the Lissandra.
Oh, no.
The damage coming out. Zac taken down all the way to his passive, but he will not get killed.
No way.
There is no way. She cannot step up.
Oh, she goes for it.
She flashed E forward.
And no flash onto Samira again.
And
This
no
is terrible for him. It's offside.
Oh boy, the Poppy. Now in the
Ulted by
death
Mordekaiser.
Oh, nice pullback by the Mordekaiser. As the Herald does get popped top lane. The ult coming out from the Poppy. Bye bye.
Yeah, that thing pushes so much. Holy.
Yeah.
And now top lane is completely lost for the Ornn. I mean, if you're Ornn right now, you can just surrender top. I was just kidding. You don't need to TP top. You can actually defend this turret, I guess. But you could have just left the turret, get the farm more safely, and then just roam around the map with the Ornn, helping those objectives.
Oh, they're back again though.
Oh god, don't tell me it's gonna be a 3v3 or a 3v2.
Conversely, bot lane, Hentai Heaven's bot lane. Oh, we have a disconnect.
Maybe just a bug, but
Yeah.
your bot lane is losing and your top lane is winning.
Exactly. So you have to play towards the Mordekaiser now. Veigar will scale, as we see the Ring of Frost coming out from the Lissandra, the Electric Rock as well. Lissandra's going to keep going forward, but the Poppy's there. looking to cover anything off.
Look at the
Zack
Vigar
is also
CS.
there. There's no W. Zack goes
Oh,
bye.
Sanvete.
There is an
Push
ult though
back.
from the Lissandra. Will they get Sanveta? Sanveta
One
does
auto.
try to stay with.
Oh, and 3 onto the Samira. We talked about this pick so damn much, and in the end, it was useless against the Sandra. Great counter pick. That was not a counter pick.
Oh,
I
the
can't
Poppy.
remember.
Poppy's not gonna have fun.
Karma gets the red buff.
Yep. And Poppy's gonna get stunned up now. As Otari takes another kill. The knockup coming in from the Ornn. The pullback from the Mordekaiser, and the top tower gets taken down 1-for-1 in towers. But more importantly, red side are
So-
still 2k ahead in gold, 2.5k up.
So in a situation where an Ornn is losing lane, but you have such a winning other side of the map, like Lissandra is winning so hard, the Zeri is hard winning too, you can just chill as Ornn. Even if you lose top lane, even if this Mordekaiser is so damn strong right now, the Ornn is gonna get strong too. He's gonna get that armor, gonna get a magic resist, but at the same time, he's gonna give those ornaments to the Lissandra, to the Zeri, and to the Karma probably. Imperial Mandate is a really strong ornament most of the times. I can see Ornn giving the Imperial Mandate an upgrade before some other items. That's a possibility always. But if your Ornn is losing, you don't really mind, since this area will get so damn strong, and there's no clear CC on the side of Hentai Heaven. Like Poppy E is so hard to hit onto this area. Cage, Vigar Cage is gonna be so hard to hit since this Vigar is so behind. So it's gonna be really hard for him to play team fights. And this area doesn't have cleanse, so if she actually gets picked by a cage, she's gonna be probably dead.
The Poppy is here, we might see this happen. As the stun coming in from the Poppy, but the answer route from
Zack is here.
Zack
Push
is
back.
here, unloading with the auto attacks. Zeri is unloading on the auto attacks. Elna is in the death realm with the Mordekaiser, but Zeri
Push
is not
back.
going to start doing those auto attacks again as the Volatile Shield Boy does get proc. The magic
Zeri
shield
moment.
takes out.
Still hitting.
As Monka goes down to Gosdaywin, and Bang is also not long for this one as Karma takes the kill onto the Samira.
I mean, at this point, I guess you have a team who skills, who has Ornn, and they just won a damn team fight. Like, how can you recover from this?
Well, they need to play those fights carefully. I think they went in as soon as they saw the Lissandra coming. I think they needed to leave.
Saw the Lissandra coming, but they've already spent so many cooldowns to actually get onto this area.
Baby cages, the Ornn gets the electrocute proc off. Is there enough damage? There is not enough damage because he is a brick.
Yeah, he's a break. He's so damn behind. 50 CS below the Zeri. He's gonna need so much time to scale up. And even when he'll scale up, having both a Mordekaiser and a Vigar on your team is not actually the best thing. Since your Mordekaiser is so damn fed, the enemy team is surely gonna build some magic resist, and between those magic resist items, we have things like the Force of Nature.
Look at the mid lane. The jump comes in from the Zack. The pullback coming in as well. The Zeri is just gonna auto attack.
Sanvete can't do anything.
Oh, the jump coming in but gets cancelled by Sanveta's W.
Yep, Sanvete just can't play the game on.
Knocking out the baby cage coming out as well though. But
Misses.
he misses the Ornn horn.
Yep, I just saw though that Call of the Forge God, Ornn's ultimate, has an icon on the map.
Where?
Like if Ornn ults, you can see the thing, the animal on the map.
Oh yeah. It's a little bit like Senna ult, where you see the,
exactly.
you see like the burst of wind, right?
That's so damn cool. Oh. I think you can also see, yeah, Senna souls right onto the map. You can see those. It's also really cool. But yeah, Lissandra 4-0. The Zeri, no kills but 3 assists. I think those 3 kills were stolen by the Karma. So instead of AD carry diff is gonna be a support diff. Sports really like to say that most of the times. What?
Lulu.
What of Lulu?
She hasn't had as much impact as I thought she would. She hasn't got a transformation on her support item. 0-0-0. There are a lot of things she could have been doing. Saving
Both
a lot
Vigar and Lulu actually didn't really have much impact over the game, so pretty sad to see that since you actually have to play most of the time for your Vigar to get into scale.
Mid now, looking to get this tier 2. They're probably gonna they might be sieging it with it.
So Claytrons now is just melting through the jungle, like they have so much vision. Then we just can't walk in onto them, and they're just gonna stack up those straight. This is an Infernal Soul this time, so really OP soul, not like last time.
Look at that damage from the Mandate Karma. That is obscene as the jump gets cancelled. But the Zac does do a lot of damage. The Glacial Tomb
Or the ult cancelled.
From her onto herself. From the side onto herself. As Mugger goes down! But
down. 1 for 1.
Mordekaiser does so much damage, but he's going to also be taken down as the Zeri's just going to jump forward. Do so much damage. The Samira gets taken down now 0-5-1, and it's Karma versus Lulu.
My god, Lissandra played this fight so damn well. Godzu, I don't think everybody noticed it, but he actually cancelled Mordekaiser ult by ulting himself. So you can do that. You can, if Mordekaiser targets you with your ultimate, there's certain skills that cancel Mordekaiser ultimate if you actually do it on time. And Lissandra ultimate is one of those. So Mordekaiser couldn't really ult on Lissandra. Lissandra did so much damage into a single team fight, and she died in the end, but her whole team went unleashed over the battlefield. This area just free hitting every single person. And the Mordekaiser was just not affecting during that team fight just because Godzu was so damn good at cancelling it.
Godzu now 2 levels ahead of Samveta. He has been that way for some time. But Elmar also 2 levels ahead of Monk. And I'll be honest, I do think it's draft diff this game.
Yeah, a bit of a draft diff.
They have a much better comp on the red side than Hentai Haven do. I think they have everything they need.
Much better and much easier.
Consistent damage. Yeah, it's an easier to execute comp.
Yep.
All you need is one piece of CC and then everybody just bundles on.
Yeah, just go in with Zac and Lissandra, and Zera will be free hitting for the whole fight. Put also an ultimate in the midst of the fight inside a choke, and the enemy just can't really do anything. You also only consistent damage on tanks than Hentai Heaven has is Mordekaiser, so you're gonna be needing to be really careful with Mordekaiser and where he put it, where he positions.
Oh, the Zac's here.
Yeah, don't position like this, Lulu.
And the Poppy ult is
If position like this, Lulu, the Mordekaiser is going to be a bit useless inside team fights. Like has to run away. 21 minutes onto the clock. Such a high goal lead. My god, the damage.
That damage is obscene, Atari.
Support, by the way. Support, by the way.
Yeah. Oh.
That goes in again.
Mordekaiser gets pulled back in. Zac does have the passive this time.
Damage!
Man, I can feel that pain from here. Karma doing so much damage right now. Looks like she's going for the Horizon focus.
I mean, just give Karma the ornament at this point. She's doing every single bit of damage in those like quick team fights. So much poke. The series gonna go actually for the Quicksilver Lash, as she's gonna be going outside the Mordekaiser ult, whatever he decides to use that, but also gives a free pass from CCs, Vigar Cage, Poppy Sun. A flip of the Baron, that's pretty interesting. The Samira is pushing in the top side of the map, but at the same time, Shenzhen does have flash, so kind of pretty easily. Zac no flash.
Off this dad.
Vigar just died from the
spawn. Has to come out as Samveta dashes in and then immediately flashes away. The Ornn is here, lands onto the Vigar. Otari goes on top on 5-0-5. The ultimate comes out onto the Mordekaiser. Lissandra's trying to run away.
Nice.
Because Daewoo has Lissandra's stats now. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out. The jump coming out onto the Mordekaiser. L1 now goes on a killing spree, and I don't know.
Claytrons just make it sound easy. Claytrons just makes it sound so damn easy. Hentai Heaven, as you said, can't really take much more. This Samira, completely useless. She's 0-6. Poppy, completely useless, 0-4. the Spygar just has, what is that, an Everfrost, and he's going for Cosmic Drive, I would guess. So that's not going to be a lot of burst of damage. I would have gone for the Voice Staff, a really cheap item, gives a lot of magic penetration, really good against those tanks, but that's not really important right now. Important is the fact that Hentai Heaven seems so damn lost. You only have this Mordekaiser as a threat. Your mid laner and your AD carry haven't still reached their potential yet. Samira is just a 1.5 item, while the Lysandra is already at 2. Ornaments will start to come in just a bit of time. So Shadow Flame onto the Karma. It's gonna be an assassin Karma.
There's a Zac purchase it, Zac buys his Thorn Mail.
I want to see Zac going for the Demonic Embrace. Just go for even more damage. What could go wrong? Just have a bit more fun with it. That's one thing you could do. Of course, tank items with the Demonic Embrace, great synergy. As the last Drake for Claytrons is approaching the Rift. Probably gonna see a Soul, an Infernal Soul come down from them.
Infernal Soul as well.
Yeah, they're just probably gonna be able to grab this one for themselves without hesitation, without interruptions. Hentai Heaven looking for a trade and toss up, but Lysandra quickly runs away. A lot of vision. Maybe Poppy has flash if she wants to steal it.
Are you gonna use the Keeper's Verdict to knock away the Karma? As the Ornn Horde!
The
flash from the Ornn! Elmar goes onto a rampage. Ornn trying to flash for the kill, but
this Ornn is
Elmar
not kidding.
No. As they get their Infernal Soul.
Infernal Soul. So how can Hentai Heaven actually win?
Good question.
I think that's gonna take a huge debate between us and chat. How can Hentai Heaven win?
Yeah,
So-
if you got us to chat about how Hentai Heaven can win, let us know. I think they have to play around the Mordekaiser. As a Samira, Samira just can't go into push.
But if you want to play with a Mordekaiser, the Mordekaiser needs to ult someone he can one-shot really easily and really quickly. Otherwise, he's just going to be out of a team fight. I think Samvid is going to be out of the game.
Oh, Samira then again tries to use the ultimate.
Actually,
As the
they're
pullback comes in, but Zac is still going. The Ornn is here. Ornn does teleport back in. The jump coming in from Mordecai, from the Zac. Can't pull anything back in.
Yep, Claytrons can just go ahead and without getting stopped, just grab the surges, grab the waves. Nothing can really stop them.
I have a. Apparently, someone in chat's got a way that Hentai Heaven can win.
Sure.
If the other team 5-man run into the fountain.
I mean, that's a choice you could do. Questionable choice if you're Claytrons, but I can approve that. Want to make things more spicy. Other than that, I mean, that's the usual solo queue mentality. Never give up. Most of the times I use that. Never give up. Just you don't know what might happen. Maybe someone disconnects. Maybe who knows? Maybe the stream crashes, and both teams have to redo the match. What about that?
No. I'll be going to bed. It's too hot.
You don't really know what might happen. Don't know if that has happened in Balance League yet. Probably not, since most of the games are offline and we only see a bit of them.
Oh no, my PC crashed.
Yeah, oh no, I'm 3-17 with my PC crash, guys. Can we redo the game? Please? Or
Oh, the death realm is cancelled? No, this is the
Yeah, I
death
think-
realm.
wait, or just went out of the ultimate? Maybe it was over, I don't know.
W might have cancelled it because he does go unstoppable. I don't know that interaction though.
He's down
Oh,
tanky though.
Zac! Zac just jumped in. 1v1. Zac
Two tanks
versus
against the world.
Zac versus Mordekaiser. Oh, and the Mordekaiser shield just too much. The polymorph coming in from the Lulu onto the Zac, and the Zac just jumps away. The primordial burst takes it down to his passive form. Clopio!
It's a kill.
No, he's alive! No!
No way.
He
No way.
gets out.
And look at the top side. Assyrian Karma just blows the Nexus, no, not the Nexus, but blows the inhibitor. And at the same time, the Lysandra in the mid lane, they've used so many things to
Wait,
get
Zac?
get the Ornn.
Zac's going into them. Oh
I can't
my
believe
god. That is so much damage.
And he doesn't even have the demonic embrace. This Zac is so
What?
damn strong.
What I will say though, it was a beautiful Mordekaiser ultimate cancel by Ornn. Using that W, his unstoppable, to get out of that. Very, very nicely done.
So, if I can predict the future, okay, I think that the next Baron is gonna seal the game. We're also gonna have Elder Dragon in just a bit. So that's gonna be spicy.
Check how long the Baron is in. Baron in 38 seconds. Dash in 2:15.
So, the Baron approaching means that Claytrons will get the first position onto the river, and Hentai Heaven will need to contest that. How can Hentai Heaven contest this, since you need to be first on the objective if you have things like the Vigar and the Mordekaiser? Mordekaiser doesn't have dashes, doesn't have CC, you can't really engage with him, and unless you engage with a Poppy or with a Flash Cage from Vigar, but I don't really recommend that.
Poppy's going for it. Poppy does have Samira with her, but the Ornn is just going to do a lot of damage. That's already 25% down on the Ornn. Ornn is going to...
Win ball!
Yeah, and the ultimate coming out, the Infernal Trigger coming out from the Ornn. The Glacial too, and the knockup from the... Ornn will die, but Lissandra still in the middle of 4 with her Zhonya's Hourglass. The Ring of Frost coming out onto 3. The Zhonya is being used, no flash, nothing. As Sam Vetter gets his first kill.
Yeah, his first kill of the game, but at the same time Claytrons gets Baron.
Can we have a round of applause in chat for Sam Vetter? Got his first kill.
Sam Vetter first kill onto the Samira, 2 items going for the Infinity Edge, I would suppose. But I don't really like this TP from the Lissandra. Like, you send the Ornn in the bottom side of the map to buy time for your team to do Baron. They got Baron in the end, but Lissandra won't have it. Lissandra is so damn strong inside the team fight, inside a push situation. Her not having Baron is a bit of a hassle for Claytrons, so I don't really get that TP. Ornn was dead anyway, and Lissandra couldn't really have helped it. But anyway, they get Baron. Claytrons, 3 members, Zeri, the Zac, and the Karma will get Baron. Karma is so damn strong. She's just building AP now with a helmet.
She's going for that. That's a blighted jewel.
Going for the voice staff, so it's gonna be one-shotting people. Look at the Poppy. Look at the damage onto the Poppy.
Look at the Zeri damage. Oh.
Zeri isn't kidding too. Isn't kidding either. And the Elder Dragon is approaching the rift up in the pit.
Radio takes the mantra.
Zac goes in.
Also goes in. Oh, the unstoppable also cancels the ultimate. Zeri double kill.
Triple.
Zeri triple kill. Zeri quadra kill. And the Lissandra steals the pentakill.
And the Lissandra steals the penta, man.
Report list. I think that's a GG. 2-1.
That could be such an highlight for
was
Shenzhen.
an absolute demolishing of Hentai Haven. They have been sent to Hentai Hell. Atoned for their sins.
My god, first in the placing? First in the standings? What's that? Claytrons? 5-3 in the standings says I won the upset, and Claytrons claims the victory for Hentai Heaven.
Very, very nicely done by Hentai Haven. Losing top lane, no problem. We win bot lane and mid.
Yep, that's about it. When you have a morning,
Better brings out, gets absolutely demolished in the mid lane.
Team Claytrons.
Oh.
Yep, Lissandra wasn't really having the best of the Samira. I mean, she had it for the most of the early game, but Lissandra made some mistakes in the late game. But anyway, he had a really strong Zeri, a Karma that was building AP, one-shotting everyone. And Claytrons Academy claimed the victory. Claytrons, not Academy. I'm always wrong about this. Claytrons claimed the victory over Hentai Haven and make the upset against the first place in the standings.
Very, very nicely played. And now I'm just waiting for confirmation from production about a post-game interview.
Yep, might look into that. As let's think about who's our MVP though.
For me,
yep,
my MVP is Elmar.
Elmar, very nice choice.
Jungler for me is the MVP. Very, very well played. Knew which lanes to play around very nicely.
Yep, Mastery was insanely strong. The Zac was everywhere.
We questioned the Master Yi pick. I know you're in chat, Elmar. We questioned the Master Yi pick. We did.
question it, and yeah, we were wrong in the end. You went 2-0 in the early game. Getting
Yeah,
counter
level
mastery.
1, 2-0. Fair play, fair play. I dig that. Interview with. We'll have Shenzhen, the AD carry.
Yep, Shenzhen with AD carry role position. Welcome, man. How you doing?
Hello, hello. I'm doing great.
So you guys made the upset against Hentai Haven, which was the first place in the standings. So maybe you have a bit more of a chance for playoffs now, as you claimed a victory in the 2-1 score in this best of 3. So what do you think actually took you to victory against the first place team like Hentai Haven, and what were the preparations?
We didn't really have any preparations. We just went into it. Like we can't make playoffs anymore, so we didn't
Oh,
try that much.
You're
But
telling us you didn't try.
like we did in game 3 at least.
Damn.
At the
You
end,
guys look like you were having a lot of fun. We
Yeah.
questioned a lot of the picks in your game 1. The Master Yi. The Master Yi was a big conversation that we had. And we were talking about how into Trundle's a really good counter into Master Yi, and then the next thing we see, Yi goes 2 kills, level 1, and we're just like, oh, well, that throws up the 3 minutes of discussion we had. What was the reasoning behind your Master Yi pick?
so our jungler Elmar was just like 20 seconds before the timer was off for picking. He was like, "Oh, can I like troll?" We were like, "Sure." And then he said he wants to play Master Yi. Then he just picked it. In champs, like he was like, "Oh, it might be troll because they picked Trundle and all," but it worked out that early cheese, I guess.
yeah, I mean he went 2-0 in the first 3 minutes, I think. So that's got to be a really strong mastery. But let's talk a bit more about you. What I mean, I think the third game, you actually carried the third game so damn hard. Your bot lane was so damn strong. The Karma was building AP. Like,
Your karma was insane. All I'm saying, the build you had for Atari, absolutely obscene. Should never happen. They should never let him get that fed. You should have started stealing kills back. You should have started taking the kills back. I'd be reporting my support if that happened.
did you maybe tell him to go AP at one
No,
point?
he just does the stuff he wants to,
Oh,
and
okay.
it pretty much always works. Like you saw the 3 bans that happened after game 1, the Zeref, Vel'Koz, and Lux.
Mhm.
It's his, like Lux and Zeref are his best champs probably, and he's always popping off on them.
Well, yeah, because you had what, the Lux Karma in your first game, right?
No, we had
Oh no,
What was
that was Hentai Heaven who had Lux.
we had MF and Vel'Koz.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you guys were clearly having a lot of fun with your enchanters. I think, but yeah, you guys look like you were having a lot of fun during the games as well.
Yeah, I trolled a bit game 2 because I didn't buy items level 1, but it happens, I guess.
Who needs items?
True.
You guys just seem like a Giga Chat team, to be honest. Like, we can't make playoffs anymore. Okay, who cares? We troll against the first place team in the standings. Okay, who cares? We actually get a win. Okay, we're actually damn strong. So maybe you guys are looking to be better the next split. That might be a possibility. I mean, if you guys actually made an upset against first place in the standings, I can't see why you guys can't be excited for the future. And
we are technically undefeated in every game set we played. It just was some rules problem
oh, okay.
that we got some wins off, but it is what it is.
That sucks then. that really sucks actually. But
yeah, it happens.
So sorry for you. But in the end, you
and
played
then,
really well, and you showed what you guys can do.
Yeah, we'll come back next split stronger.
Got a great split. And
Exactly.
in the last game, I think you actually cared with the Zeri.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Zeri? Actually,
I love Zeri.
I think you are just maining her lately.
Yes, it's my most played champion this season for sure. Perma spamming, yeah.
Do you think like the AP variation of Zeri is playable in bot lane, or you just go AD every single time?
I go AD every single time, but I saw it work, I guess, sometimes in mid, but not often, so I can't really rate it. And I never tried it, so
Okay. I've seen you also play things like the Caitlyn and the Jhin. Especially the Caitlyn is not really that strong this meta. So have you tried things with the Caitlyn and maybe Caitlyn Morgana? Or
not in fives because it is kind of weak right now. But I played solo queue sometimes, and it is still fun, but it just doesn't do much damage.
yeah, a lot of single target damage, but not a lot of
Yeah.
AoE like the Zeri.
Crits are satisfying on Caitlyn.
Yeah, the headshot.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions today?
No, I really like the way you guys played. You guys, like I said, you guys had looked like you had a lot of fun playing together, and
Yeah.
you gave. It seems that you gave chat some vindication because they didn't go for a full Yordle comp, so you gave them some retribution. we were hoping for a full Yordle comp. They picked Samira mid, and they got what was coming to them. I think.
That's what you get for not picking full your team.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, nothing from me. Well done for winning. It was a really good series to watch. I really, especially like the level ones.
Yep. Thank you so much for the games,
Thank
and
you for podcasting.
I really hope you guys come back stronger next time.
Yes.
It was a very
Shout out
enjoyable series to cast.
Shout out to the team and Kosa Trapier's birthday tomorrow, so everyone wish him happy birthday.
Happy birthday, chat. Chat, you too. Don't forget, happy birthday.
Alright.
Any other shout out you want to make? Or,
no. I think that's
Shout
it.
out your parents.
Shout out to HH as well for playing. Great.
Shout out to him too then.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone, to be fair.
And for me, shout out to you for being the carry in Game 3 and playing so damn well. Thank you so much for the interview, and hope you had fun with Valence League.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.
So, now we have finished interviews, we have finished best of 3, and wait, I think it's 10 p.m. Yes, 10:30 p.m. in Italy, but
It's
probably going to go to sleep soon. But at the same time, what do you drink in case of severe heat and boiling, Mr.
What do I
Jade?
drink what do I drink? Oh. I mean, I drink a couple of things, but there's one drink that's really stuck out. It's really good it gives you really good hydration, really quenches my thirst, and sates the desire for my hydration. And that drink is Chulo.
Yep, couldn't have been more exquisite with words, Mr. Jade. Chulo drinks, as we said before, Chulo drink is helping the Valence League. So, as an official sponsor of Valence League, we ask you, maybe if you want, there are over 100 stores in all of the UK selling Chulo drinks right now, so you can grab one for yourself, or you can go on their website and get 20% off with the code VAL20. I'm gonna count on you guys. Maybe if you drink a bit of Chulo drinks, you'll get as strong as some of the players we've seen today. Who knows? Maybe you'll be able to make the next upset onto Hentai Haven next time. Who knows?
Indeed.
Man, I wish there were Chulo drinks in Italy. Sucks there aren't. Well, that's it from us. Sabrix, Date. Hope you guys enjoyed our cast. We really enjoyed it. I mean, at least I enjoyed it. I don't know about Deep.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yep, damn right. And thank you for being with us through all the jokes and the cast and the things and everything. And see you guys next time with Valence League.
In a bit.
Bye.